stupid for refusing to cut rates by 2 or even 2.5% to spur investment, but that could also lead to more inflation, which no one wants after the last few years. Professor Tutterow does say he expects Fed rate cuts in September and December. Reporting live, Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
83 degrees in Atlanta with scattered showers and storms around the metro area again this afternoon. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. As summer heats up, Atlanta police say they are working overtime to keep the city safe.
According to Police Chief Darren Schierbaum, overall crime is down 10% since this time last year, and homicides specifically are down 33%. But he says the department is doubling down on their efforts to fight gangs, guns, and drugs.
While many Atlantans will go on vacation this year, while individuals will travel here for their vacation, your police department will not be on vacation. We are going to be working double hard to make sure that you enjoy the summer.
He says the effort will be visible with mounted patrols and bike patrols in the city's parks, along with greater use of the department's air unit. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta is upping the reward to $15,000 for information leading to an arrest in the shooting that killed a 12-year-old boy in southwest Atlanta last week. Mayor Andre Dickens says this should never happen.
We never want any of our young people to feel afraid to go anywhere, a park, a recreation center, outside.
A 19-year-old has already been arrested and charged in connection with the shooting. A man is dead, a bystander injured after a shooting in Norcross. Gwinnett County Police Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says it happened on Dawson Boulevard, just off I-85 and Jimmy Carter Boulevard.
The victim is identified as an Andre Jones, a 29-year-old out of Norcross.
The bystander also shot in the leg and is recovering. Police are searching for the shooter and are working to determine a motive. President Trump is not tipping his hand on whether the U.S. will join Israel launching strikes on Iran. CBS News national security consultant Jeff McCausland says the president seems to be leaning toward taking military action.
The last couple of days, the president seems to have moved more closely to seeing the United States get directly involved, and in particular using our military assets to strike that Fordo nuclear facility.
Defense Secretary Hegseth tells senators today the Pentagon is providing options to President Trump as he decides the next steps. It is 3:03. The Von Haessler Doctrine begins in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather in the 24-hour traffic center. It's Andrew Seco.
Watching a developing scene through Sugar Hill on your way towards Sewanee. We had a crash. It opened all lanes and very quickly blocked all lanes again. That's right, all lanes shut down. 985 southbound right at I-85. Onlooker delays jamming up northbound. Tough scene here, folks. You may want to avoid the area. Use I-85 southbound or Buford Highway as a quick alternate through here. 85 northbound at the Mall of Georgia Buford Drive, exit 115. Jackknife tractor trailer in the left lane. Seeing those delays spilling past 985 on 85 proper. Mixing with a stoppage as you're leaving Sewanee and a little stoppage through Midtown, downtown, 75, 85 north and south. Had some trouble southbound near Langford Parkway. That is clear, but the brake light's still in play. Backing you all the way onto 85 proper. You're feeling the jam as you leave Buckhead. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
I'm WSB meteorologist Christina Edwards. Partly cloudy today, hot and humid with a high near 90. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms throughout the afternoon, high 89. Drying out on Friday, partly cloudy, high 91.
Storm Tracker radar shows scattered rain showers around the metro area. Some of the heaviest rain right now in North Fulton, North DeKalb, and in South Gwinnett County. 72 now in Sugar Hill, where it has rained and is raining. Conyers, it's warmer where it's not raining. 89 right now. Villa Rica, 86. More news at 3:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
These people just make noise and basically waste our time.
Dear members of the media and the public, I welcome you.
Live from the heart of Atlanta, Georgia, Hour 1 of the Von Haessler Doctrine begins right now. That was my best Eric impression of the growl at the beginning of the show. Your lovable, huggable host is off the rest of the week, but don't worry. Your doctrinaires are here. I am Tim Andrews. You just heard Autumn Fisher ooh and coo, as she is wont to do. The man behind the glass, George Clark. And as always, the best producer, I'm not going to say handsomest anymore because you're getting old. You're getting long in the tooth. The best producer in all of producery, Jared Yamamoto.
You know, I know I am getting older, but I don't feel older. I still feel exactly the same as I did when I was 24.
That's nice.
Which is a good thing until you realize, like, my like hangover recovery time is still the same. I feel like it's a blessing and a curse.
Wait till you get to be 50.
I feel like
there's no recovery time. You're just miserable.
At some point, it's going to catch up with me.
Oh, it will.
Because right now...
How long does it take you to get over a hangover now?
Honestly, Autumn, I could drink for like, I don't know, like 12 hours during the day, and the next day I can be pretty much recovered by lunchtime.
See, what happens is the hair of the dog stops working when you get a little bit older. Otherwise, you just got to stay drunk.
Yeah.
So I
Mine
don't
was like 5 p.m. the next day.
Yeah. So you just hey, listen, we're not here to advise drinking.
Yeah, we don't want to encourage that at all. In fact, that's why I call it a blessing and a curse, because in some cases
sometimes you need a little liquid courage.
My friends also know it too.
You know,
they've learned. They're like Jared can recover quickly, and he'll be just fine the next day. I'm like, maybe I do need some minutes here.
Maybe I should have just told him he was handsome, that he wouldn't have to go into that soliloquy about his drinking prowess.
Well, you want to hear about National Sushi Day, right?
I do.
I
want to hear about
National Sushi Day.
So tell us, what's the story?
It's National Sushi Day, and we are getting a nice story about all of the people at the International Space Station creating a sushi moment for one of the astronauts that couldn't have sushi up there. It's a very sweet.
Did they go fishing? Where did they go fishing? The moon? Is there a floating lake that's encased?
You didn't hear about the fish on the moon?
No, I didn't know anything about the fish.
There's like a whole lake on the other side.
I did not know that. That's pretty cool. Why don't we go up there and get that water?
Yeah, we need to go get that water and get those fish. I bet those moonfish
the
are
fish
delicious.
need it.
Moonfish. Those are pretty good. And there's your name of the show right in the first 2 minutes.
We did.
Are we done talking about the sushi? I want to know what they didn't have fish, obviously. So what did they make it out of?
They used rice, Spam, fish, and a dash of wasabi. Oh.
So in that Hawaiian sushi, because they do that in Hawaii. They love Spam in Hawaii for some reason.
They love it.
They like Spam in Japan too.
Really?
I mean, Spam is especially something in Hawaii because of the army being there. But yeah, it's also other places too. People like Spam.
Well, I don't like Spam. Bloody Vikings. Let's do this.
It's time for the Headline Hopper.
What's in the headline hopper, Jared Yamamoto?
Well, I think we know where we're going to go here with all the war conversation going. Iran is calling...
Iran.
Iran.
What, are you from the South?
Of course I'm from the South.
I don't like Iran.
Iran is rejecting Trump's call for a surrender. So that's the latest at the moment.
Oh, really? I called them and they didn't return my call. So maybe I left a message on Ayatollah, what's his face, and no call back.
Yeah, it's not looking good for you, Mr. Prez.
He's ghosted me, and all these months we've spent negotiating with him. I just don't think it's going to work out. I don't know what's going to happen.
Now, why won't you let them come to the Oval Office and have a conversation? What's wrong with that? You said that's off the table.
Well, I mean, it was on the table, and now it's off the table. And frankly, look, I don't know what I'm going to do. I really don't. You don't know what I'm going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do. I think I'll flip a coin. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens.
I kind of like this part about you when it comes to negotiating on the world stage, how you're like, I might do this, I might do that. I think that's good. We don't telegraph what direction we're going to go.
Well, it's all about keeping people on their toes, isn't it? You got to look, when you're doing negotiations and you're trying to make a deal, a great deal, a beautiful deal for everybody, you really have to focus on, throwing something out there that might not stick to the wall,
Yeah.
But other times,
100%, Mr. President.
You throw it against the wall and it rolls down. Remember those things you used to get in Captain Crunch that you'd take out of the bag and you'd whip it to the wall, and the wacky wall crawler. The wacky wall crawler. You remember that? The beautiful wacky wall crawler. I mean, Eric and Don Jr. loved those. They started whipping them at each other, and there were a lot of bruises in the house, and I said, don't throw them at your sister. Don't throw them at your sister. And they said, which sister? And I said, the one that nobody ever sees, Tiffany, who, by the way, just got married. But Barron doesn't play with the wall crawler.
He doesn't like it.
It's all the video games with the Gen Zs, the Gen Zers.
It's just a different generation, a different time, different
Call
era.
of Duty, getting them ready for the war. Like, we've spent the last 20, 25, 30 years getting kids playing these RPG shooter games.
Smart.
And boy, they are ready. They are ready to run the drones and the guns and the boats and all of that. You practice, Call of Duty Vietnam, World War II, or modern day. Get ready for the war, the beautiful war that may not happen. I can't.
God, I was about to ask. So you're sure you don't want to tell us here on the Von Hessler Doctrine which direction you're going? War or no war?
I'm making a lot of MAGA people upset right now, but what are we going to do?
Including Marjorie Taylor Greene. She is not happy with you. She thinks that we should stay.
No,
She thinks
ma'am.
we need to stay out of this war.
So I saw that yesterday. So what did she have to say? Is there any audio of it, or is she just tweeting?
She
or
just
Xing or
she
posting?
put it up on X, basically saying that she prefers an isolationist viewpoint, which in some cases I kind of agree with, where she's going. I don't agree with a lot of things that Marjorie Taylor Greene brings up, but in terms of getting ourselves involved in more and more wars, I think she's right about this one.
So she's an isolationist, as you're saying.
That's what it appears to be, at least when it comes to this issue.
You know, there were isolationists right before World War II began, and also right before World War I began, and look what happened to them. They didn't get their way. And I have a feeling that they aren't going to get their way this time either.
No, I don't think so. I think that it's a very fine line that we're toting now, and that's why it was interesting to hear Trump say, I might do this, I might do that, as you were alluding to before.
Flip a coin.
Yeah, because he knows, I mean, basically, if he gets involved in this, he ran his entire campaign this time around saying, no new wars, we're not going to get involved.
Well, he did, but he also said that he was never going to allow Iran to get a nuclear weapon.
Right.
Or an atomic bomb.
Or whatever he says.
Right.
So, but this seems to be a schism in MAGA. Like, at least it's put out that way on social media. We don't really know, because we live in this world where you're just constantly bombarded with news, whether it's from social media, if you're on there scrolling. You have TikTok, you have Instagram, and you have, of course, X. I don't know anybody on Blue Sky. I don't know anybody that goes there. And I don't know very many people on Threads. I mean, I know people that are on there, but those aren't my go-tos. It's usually X, because you get up to the minute things. And now you can watch things streaming on YouTube. There's 2 channels I watch on YouTube that are showing all of these live streaming cams from Israel in the various cities there. Although Israel started to tamp down on that because they don't want the enemy to see.
Sure.
Where these missiles that they're launching hit. But also, thanks to Elon Musk and Starlink, people in Iran can share live streams and share what's going on there, which they weren't allowed to do before, or had no capability of doing it.
Are they finding ways around? I guess the government of Iran has said that they are going to find ways to restrict their internet access. So I guess with SpaceX, they're finding ways to get around that.
Starlink.
Yeah, I guess. Well, I'm sorry.
Yeah.
Yeah, right. Starlink. I guess the Iranians are finding a way to get around the hypothetical blocks that the Iranian government is putting on them.
Yeah, I don't know how you can really block people from getting online. They did this during the Green Revolution back in, I think it was 2010, when they were having those elections. It might have been 2009, I don't remember. But they were really trying to keep people from doing it. I remember there were protests down at the CNN Center, and people were looking at their phones. And it was really, this was when Twitter really took off as being something that people could use to share, if you're having a revolution or if there's a conflict. Even in these countries that restrict internet access, which Iran does do. But with Starlink overhead and people being able to connect to it, the mullahs can't really control it. So that's why you're getting those live streams out of there. But back to this MAGA, I almost said something else. The MAGA civil war, that's what they're calling it on social media. And with Marjorie Taylor Greene, there are a lot of so-called MAGA influencers, the people on social media who love Trump, guys like Joe Rogan that are adjacent to MAGA but not necessarily MAGA, are starting to get upset. And then the biggest one yesterday, I believe this was, Tucker Carlson was interviewing Ted Cruz, and he just sort of stomped all over him.
Yeah, this was a
I did too, but let's talk about it after you play.
This was a wild moment, guys.
How many people live in Iran, by the way? I don't know the population at all.
At all?
No, I don't know the population. You don't know the population of the country you seek to topple? How many people live in Iran? 92 million. Okay. Yeah. How could you not know that? I don't sit around memorizing population tables. Well, it's kind of relevant because you're calling for the overthrow of the government. Why is it relevant whether it's 90 million or 80 million or 100 million? Why is that relevant? Because if you don't know anything about the country... I didn't say I don't know anything about the country. What's the ethnic mix of Iran? They are Persians and predominantly Shia. Okay. It's not. Okay. You don't know anything about Iran. So I am not the Tucker Carlson expert on Iran. You're a senator who's calling for the overthrow of the government. You're the one who claims anything about the country. No, you don't know anything about the country. You're the one who claims they're not trying to murder Donald Trump. You're the one who can't figure out if it was a good idea to kill General Soleimani, and you said it was bad. They're trying to murder Trump. Yes, I do. Because you're not calling for military strikes against them in retaliation. And if you really believe that, we're carrying out military strikes today. Israel was right with our help. I said we. Israel is leading them, but we're supporting them.
Well, you're breaking news here because the U.S. government last night denied, the National Security Council spokesman Alex Pfeiffer denied on behalf of Trump that we were acting on Israel's behalf in any offensive capacity.
No, we're not bombing them. Israel's bombing them.
We're not bombing them. You just said we were.
We are supporting
This is
Israel.
high stakes. You're a senator. If you're saying the United States government is at war with Iran right now, people are listening.
As he's grinning while saying that.
Did they get in a fight, though? Did they get in physical fisticuffs?
They may as well have.
You're too young to remember this and probably won't. And I don't know if Autumn will remember this or not. But back in the non-Lorne Michaels days of Saturday Night Live, when Martin Short was on for a season, there was a character by the name of Nathan Thurm. And he was this defensive lawyer. And they did this mock-up of, on 60 Minutes, they used to do this investigative journalism with Mike Wallace, who was Chris Wallace's father. And he used, Mike Wallace was a respected journalist, CBS, and I think it was Harry Shearer who did him. Anyway, it doesn't matter, but Nathan Thurm would sit there holding a cigarette and go, I'm not being defensive. You're the one that's being defensive. Why would you say that? Why would you say that? I mean, I think you're the one doing that. No, it's not. No, it isn't. And that's what that interview just sounded like to me. That's the first thing I thought of when I saw it last night.
Yeah, I mean, after watching it live, there are a couple things that I took away from it because everyone took a side, right? I mean, if you jumped in the comment section, you saw people are like,
"Oh, don't do that."
Oh my gosh, they're like, people
it's like
are like
swimming in sewage.
Ted Cruz got owned, and people are like, "Oh, Tucker Carlson, what happened to him? He used to be this guy, but he's not anymore." I think there are a couple things to observe listening to that cut. Number one, when MAGA and Trump took over the Republican Party, there was still a war hawk part of the party.
Oh, it's still there. Listen, they never took over the party.
Yeah, that still remains.
They never have.
And Ted Cruz is a part of that movement. And I think that if you're part of MAGA and you're just getting involved in politics for the first time, you have to understand that part of the Republican Party still exists to this day. Now, where I have to give Ted Cruz a little bit of a break on that cut is just throwing out random stats about the country. Yeah,
it's Tuckopedia. I saw that all over the place. Tuckopedia. Tucker can read Wikipedia, Trivia Boy, and stuff like that. That's what they were calling it.
And it's meant to make it feel like a gotcha moment against Ted Cruz.
Well, everything's that way with him.
It is.
Now, think back to, when was it? Over a year ago, Tucker Carlson interviews Vladimir Putin. And he goes in there with that same style of Tucker Carlson interview, and then Putin just schools him.
Yeah.
Sits there with that deadly stare that he has. 2.5 hours of Russian history. Which Tucker didn't know.
And remember, Putin pulled the watch out and was like looking it over at the watch occasionally.
And then mocking him for, well, you didn't get into the CIA. What is your problem? Why didn't you get into CIA? But Tucker has to find a spot for himself. If you go back to the early 2000s when he wore the bow tie still, Tucker was a neocon who supported all the neocon wars, and he supported Bush. And then, he leaves headline news. He goes to Fox. He becomes the night guy on Fox, and he's huge. And then you have the years and years of the awkward stare, with the stare that Tucker has.
Oh, yeah, where he would kind of look like he would start drooling a little bit in the corner
where
of
his mouth is open a little bit, and he's nodding his head, and then the laugh. During the Biden administration, he gets thrown off of Fox for talking about election stuff like that, all the
disinformation.
Disinformation.
Yeah.
So he gets fired from Fox. Eventually lands at Twitter, and he's doing his show live on X. He's doing his show live on X, and he's sort of positioning himself now for what he has become. So you have all these people on social media who are, the MAGA type people who are anti-war, and they're doing all this stuff. And then you have the traditional Republicans, like you said. But what is happening is you're seeing them sort of fight each other.
Yeah.
And while they're fighting each other, they're just doing whatever they want to do over in the Middle East, and
right.
we'll see. But there is a story that I think you're going to do next, that a majority of the MAGA voters are against intervention. Right?
And I would say you put me in this category as well too. This was a new YouGov Economist poll.
I didn't know you were MAGA.
Well, I wouldn't say I'm MAGA. There are plenty of things that I agree with within the Trump movement. But overall, though, like when it comes to starting new wars,
I had a movement last night. It was beautiful. I had a lot of tacos.
That you did. I mean,
by the way, don't say taco, but I can eat them. But I don't like hearing Trump always chickens out. I'll show you who chickens out.
Yeah, you don't like that at all.
I do not like that.
I love chicken tacos.
Oh, no, just beef.
You've been
Sloppy
busy.
Joe pie. I saw that on TikTok.
Anyway, go ahead.
You've been busy the last couple of hours.
And sleepy.
53% of your diehard supporters there, Mr. Trump, say that they do not want us to get involved in another war.
Well, we might and we might not.
That's what you keep saying. And I think that the thing that we have to really, really look at here is over the years, there have been talks about how close Iran has been getting to getting that nuclear weapon. And I've seen these, resurface cuts about how close they've been. They've been months away. They've been a year.
Close to it since the 80s.
Yeah, and that's my only concern. I love Israel. I want them to win this. I don't.
Why don't you marry him?
Yeah, I don't want.
It's illegal there.
I think the current regime in Iran is a terrible regime, but I do think
it's the same regime they've had since 1979. Nothing has changed at all. And nothing has changed. They've had 2 ayatollahs. One's dead, and the one they have now, I think in 2003, the one that they have now, and I can't. What is it? Khamenei, is that his name? It was Khomeini. Now maybe Khamenei.
Khamenei, yeah.
In 2003, they said, we are not developing nuclear weapons. We want the uranium for nuclear power and for medical, like Bill Crane brought up yesterday. And even in March, Tulsi Gabbard came out and said that the national intelligence has not seen any evidence that they want to develop nuclear weapons. I don't know why Israel's decided to act now. Maybe they did. We don't know. And it's almost impossible. Unless you take what the State Department tells us as the absolute truth, we have no clue. So you're relying on the 18 different social media sites you go to or the 2 or 3 major cable news networks.
Last night, I was so frustrated with social media, Tim, that I ended up turning it off because, as you mentioned before, like it's showing up in your social media feeds. I turned on the news for a little bit. Was watching the news for a little bit. I got so frustrated.
You went to your Finsta and just looked at hot chicks all night.
I ended up turning it off, and then I put on Jaws, of all things. I watched the original Jaws on, I believe, HBO Max last night. So that was that was my way to break away from all of the news craziness out there.
I want those paint happy bastards strung up.
That's the mayor.
Yes.
Do this one here because I want to get to that audio. Trump did a presser today outside of the White House. I believe these clips don't have the helicopter behind them. But the media first asked him, so we're going to play 002 first, which the media asked him about whether or not we're going to get involved.
Will you strike the Iranian nuclear component? And what time exactly, sir? Sir, would you strike it? Sir. Would you please inform us so we can be there and watch?
Please, so we can watch. We want to know when.
Just watch the live streams. They're all on YouTube right now.
Yeah.
Agenda Free TV. That guy's nuts. I gotta go make chicken tenders, but I'll be right back. And then play 001.
You don't know that I'm going to even do it. You don't know. I may do it. I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do. I can tell you this, that Iran's got a lot of trouble.
But you don't know. Am I going to do it? I might do it. I might not do it. Iran's got a lot of trouble. Remember that song from 1979? Bum, 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 Iran. I play that all the time. Love it. I love it. Remember the hostages, the beautiful hostages? Remember the Iran-Contra affair?
Oh, yeah. Listen, I've read
Remember the Iraq-Iran war?
I don't remember that one.
You don't?
I'll
tell you about it during the break. It's kind of boring. Well, it is. No one wants to hear about it now. And then that third clip.
Why didn't you negotiate with me 2 weeks ago? You could have done fine. You would have had a country.
What is he saying? You're not going to have a country in a month or a week?
The question that I still have about that cut in particular is, again, why did the attacks start on Saturday when the last round of negotiations for a possible nuclear deal were supposed to happen on Sunday? That's the big question. And
maybe
I wish...
I never got the memo. No one called me and told me.
Went to my spam.
If I had known, yes, it was in my spam folder from Trump. If I had known, maybe we wouldn't have bombed right away because we could have given one more day.
Yeah, exactly.
What's one more day?
I know, one more day. You could have waited till Monday to figure this stuff out.
One day more. That's a great song from Les Mis, which I saw last week. How beautiful, huh? You know, everybody threw up the barricade and it didn't work for them. You know, Iran put up a barricade and it didn't work out well for them either.
It did not work out well.
They could have had a country, you know. I don't know what's going on.
So far, it's just tit for tat. It's missiles, missiles, missiles. And if you're just keeping track of the missile war, certainly Israel is winning that missile war.
Definitely. And the Iron Dome is a main factor in the reason why Israel is winning. The Iron Dome is protecting much
Well,
of
the
the
Iron
country.
Dome aside, I mean, it's not really working that well. But because some of them exploded and some of the missiles have destroyed their own buildings. But what I'm saying is that they have certainly cleared most of the defenses that Iran has. So,
I just hope that the United States takes a measured approach going forward at this point. That's why I actually like what Trump has said so far. You don't know what he's going to do.
Well, you don't.
And I actually appreciate that response because
thank you.
I thought at first,
I thought, what does Jared Yamamoto think?
I knew it. See, you and I are on the same wavelength.
Jared Yamamoto. I like you. You know who I like you? I like you better than Shelley Winter now. The guy
wow. Thank you, Mr. President.
Maybe you can come meet me at Chick-fil-A one of these days.
Maybe I'll come out there and actually have a nice conversation with you, because yesterday, the way you were trending, Mr. President, I thought for sure we were 100% getting involved, and I'm like, oh boy, here we go, another war that's going to go on for years.
Well,
and years
Iran
and years.
put out a thing yesterday on social media saying we're going to do something you've never seen before tonight, and yeah, they did the same thing that we've always seen, which is nothing.
Yeah.
This is Scott Slade. You know who I always enjoy seeing at my door? The great people from Ragsdale Heating and Air. If you've never used Ragsdale before now, let me tell you a couple of things I know firsthand. Many of their employees have been with the company for 10, 20, even 30 years, and I've come to trust their friendly expertise for many of those years. They have a knack for finding small problems before they become big ones, like the time they found a minor clog in a condensation line that could have been trouble down the road. Now, if you're ready for a new AC system during the month of June, Ragsdale is taking up to $1,700 off a new Carrier home comfort system. And along with big savings, you'll get Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale's the name I know you can trust for all your plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs, too. You'll be in good company with over 10,000 reviews and a 4.9 Google rating. Schedule your visit online at ragsdaleair.com or give one of their many friendly customer service reps a call. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
Don't let pneumococcal pneumonia break your stride. If you're 50 or older, you're at increased risk. So be proactive with Capvaxive pneumococcal 21-valent conjugate vaccine to help protect against invasive pneumococcal disease and pneumonia caused by certain types of pneumococcal bacteria. Capvaxive helps protect against the strains of bacteria that cause about 30% more IPD cases than any other pneumococcal conjugate vaccine in adults over 50, according to national-level CDC stats. Regional variations may exist. Don't get Capvaxive if you're allergic to the vaccine or its ingredients. Tell your doctor if you have a weakened immune system. Common side effects include injection site reactions, feeling tired, headache, muscle aches, and fever. Capvaxive does not protect against all strains. For more information, call 1-800-927-8888 or visit capvaxive.com. Ask your doctor or pharmacist about Capvaxive. Need help paying for your Merck vaccine? Visit merckhelps.com. Sponsored by Merck.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
EMC Security. Our video doorbells are handy for seeing when packages are delivered or when the kids come home or even checking to see who is at the door. But what about when something more serious happens, like a break-in or fire? That's when you need a monitored security system. At EMC Security, we've been protecting Georgians for almost 30 years. Still locally owned, still no contracts, and still offering monitoring from just $16.95 a month. EMC Security. Smart protection for a safer tomorrow.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Get the WSB Radio app.
This story is breaking right now.
Get notifications from your source for news.
If you have the WSB Radio app, then you saw the breaking news.
Get the WSB Radio app.
Don't miss a thing with the WSB app.
Download it from the App Store today.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News.
Weather.
Traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 3:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Vincent Financial. Our top story, it is breaking traffic trouble right now on Georgia 400. Let's get the latest from WSB's Andrew Seco in the traffic center.
Counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 official vehicles on scene of the jam cam. All lanes being held 400 northbound at Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. Bit of a tough scene here. Luckily, they're diverting traffic off the exit and onto the nearby merge ramp, but we are not out of the woods here. No estimated clearing time. We may be hanging out for a while. You want to avoid the area. Take Highway 9 as a fast track, Bill.
86 degrees in Atlanta with scattered showers around the metro area at this hour. As the U.S. considers military military action against Iran. Iran's supreme leader issues a warning on state TV today. He's heard speaking through a translator.
The harm that the U.S. will suffer from this will be much more than the harm that Iran will have to tolerate.
President Trump continues to weigh his options.
The president says it's not too late for Iran to give up its nuclear program. As for whether the U.S. will get involved,
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
the president posted on social media yesterday the words unconditional surrender and was asked to clarify today.
That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Then we go blow up all the nuclear stuff.
Iran's supreme leader has said his country will not bow to Trump's demands. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
WSB Money Update. The Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged. CBS Money analyst Jill Schlesinger says the Fed is taking a wait-and-see approach on rate cuts.
Their forecast is telling us that they think that maybe there'll be a rate cut of 0.25 percentage point this year.
It's the Fed's fourth consecutive meeting without cutting rates. Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says the department is working overtime to keep the city safe this summer. He says officers have confiscated over 1,400 guns.
Taking them out of the hands of felons, out of gang members' hands, drug dealers' hands, making sure those guns will never, ever be fired in a park of our city, in any of our 245 neighborhoods.
He says the enhanced safety effort includes an air unit keeping an eye on the streets. It is 3:32, and it's time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And in the 24-hour traffic center, once again, here is Andrew Seca.
Still working hard to clear this through Alpharetta. We're not out of the woods yet, though. 400 northbound shut down at Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. You want to avoid that area, take Highway 9. Travel advisory rolling through Sugar Hill towards the Sewanee area. Big crash here, only a left lane open. 985 southbound approaching I-85. A long back door of delays taking you almost to Highway 347. You want to use Buford Highway to get around that. 85 north by the Mall of Georgia, exit 115 to Buford Drive. Jackknife tractor trailer in the left lanes through here. Have some trouble off to the shoulder, leaving the airport. 285 east, the outer loop partially blocking the left lane at Jonesboro Road, exit number 55. And watching a crash build some delays behind it in the center lane, 75-85 southbound at University Avenue, exit 244. Andrew Seco, 95.5 WSB.
As we check Storm Tracker radar, there are some heavy rain showers right now in the metro area. The heaviest rain right now showing up in Douglas County, just to the south of I-20. Also some heavy rain now moving into West Cobb, but otherwise scattered showers around the metro area this afternoon. 81 in Alpharetta, 84 in Douglasville. It's 86 in Riverdale. More news at 4 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Dave Baker, host of the Home Fix-It Show for Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Looking for a new truck and looking for a great deal? Of course you are. Well, I have a great deal on the Tundra for you, and the only place you're going to find it, the only place you're going to hear about it, is right here. Go to beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals and save money on your new Toyota Tundra. It's that easy. beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming is the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
Home improvement projects can be a stressful guessing game. Trust the Plus, Painting Plus, the highest level of communication. The Plus means siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and of course, painting.
Hi, I'm Charlie, owner of Painting Plus and the Plus family of businesses. We'll make you comfortable and keep you informed with every step of your project.
If your home's exterior has it, the Plus can improve it. Painting Plus, siding, gutters, windows, decks, porches, roofing, and more. Trust the Plus. PaintingPlus.com.
Hey, it's Belinda. I've been living in my home for over 20 years, bug-free, thanks to Arrow Exterminators. Summer's here, and so are the bugs. But with Arrow, I don't even think about it. Arrow's been family-owned for over 61 years, backed by a 100% customer satisfaction guarantee. Take back your yard. Call Arrow Exterminators for your free home or business pest inspection at 888-GO-ARROW or visit arrowexterminators.com. And tell them Belinda sent you.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
What is it good for? Absolutely nothing. Hey, Edwin Starr.
Well, he's talking about Vietnam. Sorry, Autumn. He's talking about Vietnam. He's not talking about the modern wars, which are sometimes good, sometimes really beautiful and really good.
Oh, now it's good, huh?
Well, not all the time. I don't know. Maybe we'll see. I'm talking right now. I don't know what I'm saying because I can't hear it. It's on Fox News.
You had a clip from 2011 that you wanted to play.
Yeah, this is Trump in 2011 talking about Obama potentially going to war with Iran.
Our president will start a war with Iran because he has absolutely no ability to negotiate. He's weak and he's ineffective. So the only way he figures that he's going to get reelected, and as sure as you're sitting there, is to start a war with Iran. Now, I'm more militant and more militaristic than the president. I believe in strength. But to start a war in order to get elected, and I believe that's going to happen, would be an outrage.
Wow.
Well,
that has not aged well.
In my defense, it has aged well. In my defense, you know, he gave the Iran the terrible deal where they got the pallets of money, and allowed them, if I'm not correct, to continue their nuclear program. So, I mean, he and Biden really screwed things up. So who has to come clean it up? Me. After Obama and then 4 years of Joe, then me again, even though I won all three elections. I won in 2020, and now you're starting to see it. And maybe George will bring this up later. The Kash Patel is starting to look at the fake Chinese ballots that Brad Raffensperger gladly took and counted all those votes. If Brad Raffensperger was talking to China and getting all these fake ballots, the mail-ins, right, George?
That's right.
All right, enough from you. And yeah, so anyway, yeah,
Mr.
that's
President,
great.
it's okay. It feels good sometimes to say, hey, you know what? I was wrong about that.
No, I wasn't wrong. I've been consistent. I said I was militaristic or militant, very militant. All right.
It feels so good and refreshing sometimes. You're like, man, I was really wrong about that back in 2011.
I was
really
wrong about a lot
that
of
election.
things. I said Obama was born in Kenya, not born in Hawaii, and I still stick by that, even though that stuff all came from the Hillary Clinton campaign, which people seem to have forgotten about. All right, you have an open mic.
Yes, this open micer makes a good point.
We've spent so much time staying out of all these wars. I say we just join them all. At least then I know what my tax money's going towards.
That's a good point, actually.
Ooh, burn, sick burn. I don't know. We don't get in every war.
It feels like it. It feels like the U.S.
We
is
only get in the
involved.
good
in
ones.
No, there's a ton of stuff going on everywhere.
Yeah.
But it feels like at least our intelligence is involved in so many of these wars. And I'm like, we need, at least
Are
for
you
me.
gonna join?
I don't want to.
You got to get in the CIA and start setting it
I want
straight.
to. If I go to the CIA, I'm pulling everybody out of these things. I believe in the
Then you
isolation.
get fired immediately.
Exactly. I will not last long because I do agree with a lot of the isolationist approach. I don't agree with it 100%, but
Oh yeah.
I do agree with.
So you're like, let's put up a big fence around the country. Isolationism.
The Golden Dome.
No more. We're self-sufficient. No more trade.
I'm fine with trade. Trade is different.
Okay.
I'm talking about like when it comes to.
Well, we make a lot of weapons. Somebody's got to buy them.
It's true, and I think
How about
that
we stop making so many weapons to be purchased?
Well, then how are these people going to fight their wars? Autumn. They're going to buy them from China. They're going to buy them from Guam,
Okay.
which is part of us. But you know, they like to make their own bombs. I don't know why I said Guam. I really don't.
It's sinking.
Well, no, it might tip over. if you-
Oh, it tips over. That's right. It's tipping over.
And by the way, if people remember what we're talking about, that was Hank Johnson, a congressman here in the state of Georgia. He was joking when he said that. But
Yes, he
everybody,
was.
yes, of course he was. I talked to
How
a
do you know?
because I talked to a Republican at the time, a Republican congressman by the name of Phil Gingrey, who said he was just kidding, but everybody blew it out of proportion. So,
and he's still in office to this day, so he's obviously his constituents like him.
Still in office, and I do agree that Iran should not. Oh, wait a minute, I got the memo. Trump is bad.
That's
All
more
right.
on it. Now you're on message there.
Let's move away from the war talk. We've got enough. I do want to talk about this later, and I want George to get it. I don't know if he's had time yet because he was doing traffic today. But yesterday, Arnold was on The View talking about a different topic that's also in the news because we had those big protests over the weekend. So Arnold Schwarzenegger was on The View, and we'll get to that later. But what else is in the headline? Hot?
Well, I think we're in good hands, guys. Most Americans are now getting their news from social media. That's right. 54%
Which social media in particular?
use platforms such as Facebook, YouTube, and TikTok for news.
I feel like those are very different things.
They are.
I think
You know what I mean? Like I would kind of trust TikTok.
My thing is, okay, this is how I consume. Tim and I were talking about this off air. The way I consume news is if I see it on social media, I'll like screen grab it, or I'm like, I'll make a note. I'm like, you know,
Or
what,
just
I'm
like
gonna
do a little quick little searchy.
Yes.
I'm like, I'll make a note that I'm going to look for it on a credible source later.
Sure.
I think this happened with me and Autumn about a month ago. She found a
Yeah.
story and sent it to me on TikTok, and I was like, I immediately believed it. And then I said, well, hang on. And I went to ChatGPT or something like that, and it said it was fake. So
yeah, it's something from the Diddy trial.
yeah. Oh, yeah, there was that Prince from the grave. There was a recording of Prince talking about the fact that Diddy was guilty. And
Well, like stuff that he had done, like the freak offs and
Yeah.
stuff. And you're right. I mean, that does happen, obviously, but it doesn't take much to test whether things are real or not. And I
Right.
feel like, even spotting AI, even the good AI that's just come out with that like 3EO or whatever it's called,
Mhm.
I'm getting better at deciphering what's real and what's not.
Yes.
And then, like I said, that little thing, like, you get busted, you share something and you don't realize it's not real, but
Right,
it
and-
doesn't take much to figure out whether it is or not.
No, and we grew up with real news. You know what I mean? Where it was at a set
True.
time.
Yes.
Sure, we had the 24-hour networks, but, until about 2008 or 9, it was still a normal thing for you to watch the evening news and maybe the news at night, read the paper still, listen to WSB to get your news, which I highly recommend, by the way. But these days, these kids that didn't have any inkling of that are getting it from TikTok. And now the Facebook, I think Facebook's probably boomers and older Gen X
Yeah.
people that aren't on other platforms. Instagram, maybe millennials and stuff. X, definitely everybody.
X is across the board. At Facebook, you have a lot of the boomers that are sending links. I've got a lot of family members.
Right,
that
I just
send-
said that.
The
send
moldy
links.
memes with that,
Yeah, the moldy
it's not
memes.
real, or thinking
the memes
AI
are,
is real.
The memes are funny. The AI thing, like to Jared's point, the boomers sharing the memes and this is real and this is that video that I saw. I have to help certain people sometimes go, oh, that's not real.
Yeah.
And that's just the way it is. But TikTok, I don't recommend you getting your news there unless it's from an official news source. And always verify. Don't bite. Don't be the fish that bites the worm.
Don't
and
be
gets
the autumn.
yanked out. Well, I mean, you thought about it. You're like, oh, yeah, that makes sense. This isn't real. Prince is not sending from the grave. Diddy.
Not from the grave. It was before he died. He recorded it. And if anything happens to him, come on, I thought it was real.
My biggest question looking into this Reuters study that came out is, are people taking what they see on these social media sites at face value, or are they just consuming it as news and then looking at it in other places? Like
They're
what
not
I'm
looking
doing?
at it in other places because you know why? If it's boomers doing it, boomers trust news sources. Why
That's
do
fair.
they? Because they grew up with Walter Cronkite and, I can't think of it, Peter Jennings. And, ABC, CBS, NBC, and then PBS, if, you really wanted to get into it. They grew up with 2020. They grew up with 60 Minutes. And Gen Xers all grew up watching that too because, unfortunately, there weren't a lot of channels and you were stuck watching whatever your parents were watching. So that's what we grew up with, believing and trusting the news. And then along comes the internet. Along comes Yahoo News, which was the first news to allow you to comment underneath it. And you go back to 2003, 2004, nothing but morons commenting on that and
Well-
fighting. And now that's all people seem to do is fight about the news stories.
Well, at least, Tim, we can say one thing. Since Yahoo News opened up the comment section, not much has changed on all
No,
the
it just
various
moved to
social
everything.
platforms out there, because when you jump onto any kind of controversial issue on social media, man, the morons are there left and right all over the
Yeah,
place.
They're trendsetters.
When you need to know.
This story is developing in Atlanta.
When you want to know.
Severe weather is on its way.
When you have to know.
We'll alert you as soon as this closure clears.
Get notifications
From your source for news.
Get the WSB radio app.
Download it from your app store today.
You know the best part about hot weather is walking into a cool, comfortable house, right? Dave Baker here for Coolray Heating and Cooling. Summer is here. Don't let HVAC problems ruin your fun. Coolray is offering up to $2,250 in rebates and free installation with the purchase of a complete home carrier system. Ready to stay cool this summer? Visit Coolray.com to book your appointment today and keep your home cool and comfortable all summer long. Coolray Carrier. Turn to the experts.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for the Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday noon to 1 right here on 95.5 WSB.
We are here with CFP and investment advisor Aaron Vincent of the Vincent Financial Group and host of Retire ATL. And Aaron, you mentioned that taxes are on sale. What exactly does that mean? And is it something we need to take advantage of right now?
Yeah, Mark, it may not feel like it right now, especially this time of year, but when you look at history, we are actually in historically low income tax rates time. If you look back, tax rates have been significantly higher. And when you look at the national debt, which most reference at around $36 trillion, but when you consider the fact that with all the unfunded liabilities like Social Security and Medicare or Medicaid, it's actually north of $100 trillion. When we look at factors like that, there's a pretty good chance that tax rates actually go significantly higher again. So yeah, you can make an argument that right now taxes are on sale.
So Aaron, what can we do right now to take advantage of these low tax rates?
If you don't have an income plan in your retirement conversations, then you actually don't have a tax plan. And that's important because if you don't have a plan for your money, guess who does? Uncle Sam's got one, and by default, you'll fall into that one. So we want to offer you a no-cost, no-obligation tax map. It's a deep dive into your retirement plan and specifically your tax strategy. From there, we'll make suggestions based on what's working or what opportunities could better fit your situation. The goal is for you to keep more of your hard-earned money while giving less to Uncle Sam. Call us at 770-280-1488. Again, that's 770-280-1488. Our home office is in downtown Woodstock, but we're available all across Metro Atlanta to meet you at a time and place that fits your schedule.
Taxes are not a seasonal conversation, and they're not going away once you retire. Take advantage of the complimentary tax map by calling the Vincent Financial Group today, 770-280-1488. That's 770-280-1488. And join us for Retire ATL, Sundays at 6 p.m. right here on WSB. Investment advisory products and services made available through Impact Partnership Wealth, LLC, IPW, a registered investment advisor. Neither the firm nor its agents or representatives may give tax or legal advice. Individuals should consult with a qualified professional for guidance before making any purchasing decisions.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Jared, what is going on with the fireworks this year in Milton? I saw a story, or heard a story about it actually, and it's involving horses.
Well, on my favorite website, WSBRadio.com, Milton is banning fireworks near properties with horses ahead of July 4th. This is based on a law
You're gonna
change.
spook 'em.
They don't want to spook them. Apparently, which I did not know that this was a word, but you cannot have fireworks near equine properties. I had no idea that equine was a word, and I looked it up
What?
today. Equine properties. Yeah.
You never knew that?
I've
You
never
ever
heard of that word.
Equestrianism? Or no, it's not equestrianism.
Yeah, I know what equestrian is.
Well, it's
but
the same thing. Equine
Yeah,
is
equine.
the main
Is it really?
name of the
Okay.
horse.
The play Equus
Yes.
with Harry Potter, where he like makes out with
What?
a horse or something.
No, he doesn't make out with a horse. He's naked.
Whatever. He
next to a horse.
falls in love with a horse.
Yes, and also Patrick
Okay.
Stewart was in that. And Harry Potter's real name is Daniel Radcliffe. I love that you
Nobody
call him
cares about
Harry
his real
Potter.
name.
Well, of course he's a good actor. He's
Yeah,
been in a lot
he's
of things.
way better than he was in the movies.
He's naked with a horse on stage. That makes
you
you a
go.
good actor. But I wouldn't want to be next to a horse naked. I would hate to be compared and laughed at. Anyway, so you can't shoot the
It
fireworks.
seems like an invitation. You're like, oh, I would hate for that to happen.
I would really hate for that big white horse to stand next to me while I'm naked so people could laugh at me. I would not like that at all, and my phone number is. So this is only in Milton, or is it a state thing?
It's only in Milton.
Well, I wish that people near me would also not shoot fireworks, because I love the fact that they're shooting fireworks off all day and most of the evening. But it
You
gets
love
to,
that?
Well, it gets to be about 1 o'clock in the morning, 2 o'clock in the morning. It's, the 5th of July now. You can put them away and go to bed.
What do you mean? The celebration continues. It's Independence.
Think about the dogs and the babies.
But
Not the
it's-
babies so much, but the toddlers and the dogs.
But remember, with 4th of July, though, we've expanded things out. This is the millennialification of July 4th.
Everything's
now.
a week.
It's
Independence
it's
Week.
Independence Week or Independence Weekend this year, because we have Friday, Saturday, and Sunday this
When
year
you
for 4th
grew
of July.
I grew up in a state, and I don't even know if they're legal yet, but in Pennsylvania, fireworks were illegal. Even though they had stores. If you're out of state, you could go into the store and buy them.
Oh, yeah.
Anyway, that's weird. But
We used to do this. I mean, here we would drive to Alabama and bring the fireworks
no,
back.
I'm saying in Pennsylvania, there were fireworks stores that sold fireworks.
Oh, like real fireworks,
yes,
even though
but
they
you
were
weren't
illegal.
if you were from Pennsylvania, you weren't allowed to go in and buy them.
What?
And then-
okay, that's bizarre.
Anyway, but people would shoot them off, and if you shot off like one Roman candle, I remember shooting Roman candles off this place where we used to go, and the police showed up in 15 minutes.
Whoa.
And of course, we evaded them and got away. But it's just, it was nice and quiet, is what I'm saying. You had the town fireworks. You went to the town fireworks. Yay! They'll happen again in a couple months. Nowadays, it's just all the time. Any day that it's a holiday, boom, boom, boom. Now, I think there should be fireworks tomorrow, and I hope there are for Juneteenth.
Yes.
And then the 4th of July. But let's keep it, at a respectable time. Let's think about the animals. Let's think about the kids and the adults who don't want to hear it all night.
It gets dark around 9:45, 10. So let's do
See,
10.
then it's so late in the summer.
I know.
months.
Maybe we should go back to standard time so we don't have to deal
No,
with
don't.
that.
No.
I'm down.
That is
I'm
insane
down.
talk.
I hear them.
Insane talk.
I hear the Stone Mountain fireworks after the
Mm-hmm.
show.
Oh, yeah.
So I hear those all the time.
Yeah. So with the fireworks show starting at 10, you got to go at least until 2:30 in the morning, right? I think that's pretty fair.
No.
No, fine.
And it's hard.
That's really late.
That's what
It's- well,
4.5 hours.
Living so close to that town, it's like hard to discern whether it's firework or somebody with a souped up, car,
Oh, right.
or gunfire. So I can't determine it. I mean, usually I'll just say, it's probably a firework.
I find that interesting because at least where I am in town, I don't really hear fireworks that much. Occasionally on the holidays, I'll hear a couple, but maybe it's
Nobody
because-
lives there yet.
Well, I mean,
And it's also it's a condo, right?
no. So I'm now in a townhouse.
Okay.
but
you're still connected to another house.
yeah, still connected to another house, but it's not like I'm far away from things. I'm very close to
Well, it's
Midtown and West Midtown.
Also, like you don't have your own yard where you can go out back and shoot fireworks off. If you live in a neighborhood that doesn't have, I think where I live, I don't think there are very many of the housing covenants. So
Oh, I see. Okay.
people just do whatever they want.
Right,
If
right.
you want, you can leave your garbage in your driveway for a month.
Right.
And no one's going to
If
care.
now
You don't
there's
have to
an
paint your house.
If there's an HOA or something like that in your neighborhood,
That's
there's
what I'm
going to
saying,
be
yeah.
more restrictions. Yeah, that makes sense.
Right.
Okay.
So, listen, I'm not a complainer. It's just, respectable hour, not all night long.
10 p.m. to 2:30 a.m.
No,
I
no,
think
no,
that's,
no.
that's
9 o'clock to
4.5 hours.
midnight. Midnight is a nice cutoff.
Figure
for
four.
the
Midnight
fireworks.
makes sense.
Yeah.
It's only 2 hours.
Huh?
That's only 2 hours.
There's plenty of time. How many fireworks do you have? You're not shooting them off every 15 minutes.
Have you not gotten those those like, I guess what is it like? It's like a packet of like 100 where you light the fuse and it goes and it'll go for like 5-10 minutes.
No, I don't want to blow my arm off.
10 to midnight?
Yeah,
That's plenty of time.
plenty of time.
You're out there for you're going to be out there for 4 hours. Like,
listen, this is how you have a competition with your neighbors. You have to let your neighbors know that you have more fireworks than
I can
them.
burn your roof
I
faster
forgot
than
that we're talking to Jared and he just goes with the other argument no matter whether it makes sense or not.
Here's a nice
So then
compromise.
I'm arguing about
this
nothing.
is a competition with your neighbors.
No. Here's a compromise. After midnight, sparklers only.
I love
Okay.
that. Or maybe the
All right.
snakes.
The little snakes.
Yeah.
Those are so
the
exciting.
crackers. Those one that pop on the ground.
Yeah. And I grew up, that's what every year at the 4th of July, the grocery store sold smoke bombs, sparklers, and the snakes.
And those were
Perfect.
still not legal despite
No, they don't explode.
Okay, so
Yeah, those are legal.
they still were legal in Pennsylvania. Gotcha. That's
Sparklers.
That's just so interesting that you guys had a store that would sell fireworks in your state, but yet it wasn't legal for you guys. Like I'm still like just trying to wrap my
Couldn't
mind
even go
around
to
it.
the brothel.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
This is Scott Slade for the great people at Ragsdale Heating and Air, where many of their employees have been with the company for 10, 20, even 30 years. And I've used them for a lot of those years. You know, with school getting out, you've got to have good air conditioning. And if you're ready for a new AC system during the month of June, Ragsdale is taking up to $1,700 off a new Carrier home comfort system. And you'll get Ragsdale's trusted 15-year parts and labor warranty. Ragsdale's a name I know you can trust for all your plumbing, electrical, and insulation needs, too. Go to RagsdaleAir.com or call them. Ragsdale, the name I know you can trust.
For many women in our community, support for our physical and mental health feels out of reach.
When your workday is long.
And your budget is tight.
And your village is busy.
And the road between home and help is a 6-lane highway with no crosswalk.
Northside Hospital believes women deserve better.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work.
We got your house call.
Heard.
Learn more at northside.com/heard.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
Here at Massey, we know a thing or two about bugs. We've been keeping pests out of homes for almost 100 years. Our customized pest prevention program keeps bugs outside, in their home, not yours. Because when we prevent pests from getting in, we protect health, home, and family. Make your home a Massey home. Schedule your free inspection today at MasseyServices.com. Massey Services. Expect more and get it.
Did you know that D. Geller & Son Jewelers has been Atlanta's engagement ring and wedding band destination since 1939? It's Katie Kiley, and it's easy to know why. They've handpicked diamonds that just shine brighter at a value that can't be beat. D. Geller's got an unbelievable selection of engagement rings and wedding bands from classic to modern to off the wall because you like what you like. They can bring your dream ring to life like they have mine with full custom abilities. D. Geller & Son, Kennesaw and Sandy Springs, and at dgeller.com.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by D. Geller & Son Jewelers. Our top local story, Atlanta police take extra steps to crack down on crime in the city this summer.
Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says the department's efforts to fight crime have been successful, with overall crime down 10% since this time last year and homicides alone down 33%. During the summer months, he says it's all hands on deck.
Your police department, as I said, is not going to take a vacation this summer. We're going to tackle gun violence, we're going to tackle auto thefts, and we are going to tackle street racing throughout the city. Don't bring that here.
He says residents will notice the police presence with mounted patrols and bike patrols in the city's parks and an increased use of the department's air unit. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
And the crime crackdown comes a week after a 12-year-old boy was shot and killed in southwest Atlanta. Atlanta Mayor Andre Dickens says this type of thing is this is the type of thing they're trying to prevent.
As summer got started, that set us back for our Year of the Youth to be able to have a young person lose his life like that.
Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta now increasing the reward to $15,000 for information leading to the arrest of those responsible for the shooting. A 19-year-old has already been arrested. 86 degrees in Atlanta, but it is pouring in subparts of the metro area, including in the Smyrna Vinings area right now. Scattered showers and storms across the metro area. Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Speaking moments ago in the Oval Office, President Trump is asked what he wants to see happen in the Israel-Iran war.
Ending it as soon as you can would be good.
If the U.S. does get involved, CBS News national security consultant Jeff McCausland says Iran will likely retaliate against U.S. forces in the Middle East.
We have 40,000 troops roughly in the region, and as soon as you strike Fordo, you've put all those people on a bullseye.
Defense Secretary Pete Hegseth tells senators today the Pentagon is providing options to President Trump as he decides the next steps. Now, WSB Money Update. The cost of borrowing holds steady after today's decision from the Federal Reserve. One local economist is reacting to the Fed's decision.
Kennesaw State University economics professor Roger Tutterow says President Trump's ever-changing tariff policies have the Fed worried.
They acknowledged that a little bit of concern that inflationary pressures are still not eliminated.
President Trump wants the Fed to cut interest rates in half to spur investment and calls Fed Chair Jerome Powell, quote, stupid for refusing to do it.
There's always been a relationship between the White House and the Federal Reserve that can be occasionally tricky.
The Fed did signal that a pair of quarter-point rate drops is coming later this year. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
New concerns in the latest report on funding for Social Security. The annual report from Social Security's trustees finds it won't be able to fully pay monthly benefits to tens of millions of retirees and those with disabilities beginning in 2034 unless lawmakers take action. That projection is 1 year sooner than previously forecast. The number of measles cases in Georgia is rising.
There have now been 6 cases of measles in the state this year. The State Department of Public Health says the latest case is in a relative of the state's 5th measles case, which was confirmed last month. The new case was quarantined at home following exposure last month, so there's no additional risk to the public. The 2 other cases associated with this outbreak have since fully recovered. The Atlanta-based CDC recommends getting the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine to protect against the illness. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
Gwinnett County Police are searching for a suspect after a man is shot and killed in Norcross. Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says it happened on Dawson Boulevard just off I-85 and Jimmy Carter Boulevard. A bystander is also hit.
She was just outside somewhere and a bullet or bullet fragment happened to injure her leg.
He says they're searching for the shooter and also trying to figure out a motive for the crime. A Spanish-language journalist arrested during a protest last weekend in Metro Atlanta is now in ICE custody and could face deportation. Mario Guevara has a large following on social media. He was live streaming when he was arrested as a large group of people walking on Chamblee Tucker Road headed toward I-285. It is 4:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. In the 24-hour traffic center, it's Andrew Seca.
Watching a sticky situation up towards Alpharetta. Police activity only the left lane getting by 400 northbound Old Milton Parkway. That's exit number 10. The brake light's taking you all the way back to Northridge Road. Tough ride here. People over 20 minutes of delays from Roswell to Alpharetta. Avoid the area. Take Highway 9 as a quick fast track through here. Heading down towards the airport, 285 eastbound. Just watched a crash clear to the shoulder at Jonesboro Road. Exit number 55. Have a little bit of a stoppage point through Sewanee. 85 northbound, just had a jackknife tractor trailer clear from there. Right at the Mall of Georgia, exit 115 to Beaver Drive. We are still seeing the brake lights, though, taking you back towards Sugarloaf Parkway. That's exit number 108. Taking a look through your ride through Midtown, downtown. How are we looking right now, Cubby Dawkins?
Well, it's very slow. 75-85 northbound, seeing the brake lights pack in before University Ave, making your way to 10th Street. And southbound rides, those delays starting before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Storm Tracker radar busy again this afternoon. We've got some scattered showers and storms moving through the metro area at this hour. The heaviest rain right now in the Smyrna Vinings area, moving to the northeast. Also some rain in South Gwinnett County. Scattered showers will be around for the rest of this afternoon and likely back again tomorrow. It is 76 now in Roswell, 77 in Fairburn, and 82 in Snellville. More news at 4:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 2 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. Let's do a little more of this.
The research is in, and after careful calculation, it's called Georgia Stuff.
All right, Autumn, brace yourself. This is a Jared-centric story. So,
about drinking?
No, it's not about drinking. It's
about Atlanta?
Yes, very much so. And, well, Jared will tell us.
From the Beltline desk, the longest section to date of the Beltline has officially arrived. Technically, it's really, I think, 1.3 mile missing piece. It's right in front of my house. It connects me finally up with the south part of the loop now. The west end is all connected up.
What's left?
So now it's a 22-mile loop, right?
Yes.
They're going
I want to go down to Miami.
No, it's not like that. It's Appalachian Trail? No, I don't think so.
Yeah. Hey, we will be connected to the Silver Comet before too long.
Ain't that cool, man?
Wow, we got Cobb County.
I can walk all the way down to downtown Atlanta and have a good old time.
That's right. You go all the way to Alabama, too, on the other direction.
I don't like Alabama.
Oh, no.
Well,
you know why all the trees in Georgia lean west, don't you?
Why is that?
Because Alabama sucks. George thought that one was funny.
They're leaning towards it?
I said west.
Is it Alabama?
All right, I don't have time to explain a joke. Think about it. You'll figure it out. No, Alabama is east of us, or west of us. What is wrong with you people? They lean west. All the trees in Georgia lean west. Why? Because Alabama sucks. Why don't you just say do what? We could have moved on. Come on, that's an easy joke.
I want to understand this joke.
All right, break it down.
You're saying Alabama
Why do
is
all
west.
the trees in Georgia lean to the west?
They're leaning towards Alabama, if I'm following your
That
joke
is correct. And why? Because Alabama sucks.
Oh, it
it's
sucks.
sucking them towards them.
We were thinking like
they
would
lean away from them because they didn't like it.
Yeah.
You guys are dumb.
I agree with Jared.
Hey, verdict's in.
Yes, there's a first for everything.
Me and George are done.
So, the longest Beltline section to date is officially arrived. This is really awesome because neighborhoods, honestly, kind of near where George
Will there be
Clark
art
is.
on it?
I'm sure there's going to be lots of art on it. Near kind of in South Atlanta, Mechanicsville, and Pittsburgh, that's going to be part of the south part of the loop. That's now connected all the way to the west side of town where I am now.
Mm-hmm.
And eventually, Tim, by the end of next summer, we should be able to go all the way from basically the Sweetwater Brewery on the east side of town.
Sure.
Past Piedmont Park, down past Krog Street, Pont City Market, all that area, and all the way around to the west side where
There
I
are
am.
lots of places to hide when you're on the Beltway in case you want to snatch a purse or a phone.
Is there that much crime, really?
I don't know.
No, it's not.
Okay.
There's some.
You got to be aware while you're out there. You got to be aware.
Is there a police presence? Are they on the bikes?
They have cameras.
Cameras don't do anything but, we'll help you find your phone, maybe.
They have cameras all over the Beltline, and then they have these indicators that say, like, okay, like if you're near, like, I don't know, like L7 or something like that, that helps you identify exactly
the band
where you
L7, they live on the
Beltline. M8, L7, you name it.
That's nice.
MK Ultra.
I think they. Well, shut up. I think they need to have. I think they need to have more of a police presence. Guys on bikes, guys and gals on bikes who can. So they're here, so maybe I ought to think twice about it. But I am not a fan of, hey, let's just put up 8 million cameras, because all that does is show the crime so everybody can laugh at it on the social media where it gets shared, or helps you figure out who did it, maybe, if they're not wearing a mask.
I think the hope is, Tim, what they're trying to do is they're trying to encourage development on these parts of the Beltline. So like on the East Trail, which is over, Pont City Market,
Yeah.
Krog Street, that's where most people go when they think of, or what they think about when they think
Yeah, you
about.
think about going to Krog and getting some good food and maybe some beer. And,
Yeah, and that part of the Beltline is super developed. They're hoping that concept ends up continuing all the way around, and that way you wouldn't hypothetically need that many police officers to monitor it because there'd be so many more businesses, people that would be able to prevent that
All right,
kind
how
of
about
crime
on
from
that
happening.
stretch where there's nothing but some street lights?
Yeah, that's going to be the issue. There's going to be a bit of a growing.
Can you
curve
take
from there.
those ridiculous scooters?
Yes, absolutely. That's
Why
the
not?
best part.
Is it not lit properly?
It's lit very
Some
well.
parts are not, though. Most of them
Beltline
are.
is lit pretty
if you're
well.
down in Midtown, yeah, they're lit pretty well. But
Yeah.
there's some places
Where the money
like,
is?
it's kind of sketch.
I found that even where I am, where again, like we're kind of the forgotten part of the Beltline now. We were all by ourselves. Even that part of the Beltline is lit pretty well.
Okay.
And I'm happy about
And
it.
you can
and
see all the deer that trample all over the place.
Yes, yeah, you get to see all the wildlife, and we get to see what the future is going to look like because there's all these abandoned warehouses over there, and I'm like, ooh, that's going to be a nice storefront there.
That's going to be a nice mixed-use place that everything will close in 5 years.
Probably. Hey, one can dream. And this all coincides, by the way, with the new $242 million budget for 2026. So they're trying to get the entire bottom part of the oval done. If you imagine, like, Atlanta as a circle, the bottom part of the oval, they want to have all that done before the World Cup next year.
I think everything on the Beltline should connect to just a couple of types of businesses: a fancy restaurant that's affordable and a donut shop that sells coffee and coffee only, regular and decaf. None of these fancy coffee drinks that make you wait in line. Just donuts and coffee. In fact, I'm going to open a place and call it Donuts and Coffee. Get out of here if you want something else. That'll be parenthetical.
That's the sub line.
Parenthetical. Get out of here if you want something else.
No fancy stuff.
Right. Oh, that's better. That's shorter. Brevity is the source of shut the hell up.
Well, again, you've got a great opportunity on a part of the Beltline that doesn't have anything on it, Tim, where you could be the trend, you could be the pioneer
No,
on that part.
I'm not doing that. I'm not opening up a hardware store in Deadwood. I'm going to go to Chicago where there's an established business area and put something there.
See, this is the thing that I have to explain. I've had to explain this to family members and friends. It's okay to be a trendsetter. It's okay to be a pioneer.
I'm not a trendsetter. I'm in my 50s. I'm ready for calm and relaxation. Maybe I'll just go up to Woodstock.
Yeah, you could go to Woodstock where it's very established, but you have to dream. You have to be able to see.
I
the
don't
vision.
dream anymore.
You have to be able to see the vision
Dreams
of what
are over.
of what it can become. And I think we're very close to this being a very beautiful thing. There's some things I don't like about the Beltline.
Yeah?
Don't get
I
me
hope
wrong.
you explain them all to us right now.
I could do an entire show about the Beltline. Yes,
Why don't
George.
you do that for
I'd like to hear some.
your nightcap?
I have done it before.
Shut up, George.
Why not?
I don't want to hear them.
Okay.
George not
You're
getting
the host today.
facetiousness today or jokes today. You know why? Because George had to do traffic all afternoon.
Focused on the
he's
road.
wiped.
That's
He is.
right.
He's thinking about traffic.
He's like, how do I get those people off the roads and onto the Beltline?
There's no traffic on the Beltline.
How do I keep them listening to WSB? Let's do another story.
All right, Georgia is one of the top 20 most expensive states for singles. In order to live comfortably here, you have to make $99,590 to
It's
live
expensive
comfortably.
for everyone
It
to
is,
be single.
but especially singles, Autumn.
That's what I'm saying.
They got to have an apartment, and then they got to have all the memberships, and then cable, and then the phone, and then all the streaming, and yeah.
I've pared all of that down, and I couldn't survive on my salary.
No.
Nope.
So you're gonna move in with your boyfriend?
Oh,
is this
yeah,
breaking
eventually.
news?
Eventually.
Oh, eventually.
Oh, okay.
Have you guys
Soon,
talked about
whenever
it?
my lease is up, that's the plan. But that's not the point. The point is,
Oh, pivot.
Bury the
that's
lead.
why I have
There's
to.
pivoting Autumn Fisher.
No, I didn't bring this up. But I mean, listen, we can talk about it. I just, I need other jobs.
Well,
unfortunately, I would love to just have one.
That's the way it is for a lot of people. My mom
Yeah.
would grind magnets all day, come home, cook a pound of bacon, throw it on a newspaper, then go to her other job at the drugstore where she worked until
Throw it on
9
a
o'clock.
newspaper?
Well, yeah, she used a newspaper.
Let's not use your mom as a metric.
Or a paper
Great
bag.
parenting.
Oh, well, I'm not talking about her parenting. I'm saying she had to have two jobs, which
Industrious.
is yes, she had to make
Okay.
money so she could get me a bike for Christmas.
Yeah, before there was plastic plates, you used the newspaper, right?
Oh, we had plastic plates in the 80s. They didn't invent plastic in the 90s. No, I had I used a regular
Why'd
plate.
you throw it on newspaper?
And well, because
Someone's
she
gonna
didn't
soak
have
up all that grease.
We didn't have paper towels, so
Ah,
she would
okay.
put it on a newspaper or put it on a paper bag from the grocery store, and that was your dinner. Here, have a pound of bacon, and you can eat that tonight.
That's how Tim got interested in the news. You get to the bottom of the bacon and start reading.
That's right.
true.
I'll
It's
say
true.
George has rebounded.
The stories are right there.
Yes.
And yeah, the Star Gazette.
So, Autumn, you'll I guess relate with this here. In this same study from Smart Asset, they have found that a family of 4 needs to make $211,000 a year to live comfortably. That's a lot of money.
How much do you got to make if you live on a tent under an overpass?
Ooh, good question.
Just enough to buy that next rock.
That's right. Well, or food.
Yeah. Well,
it's not just default to that.
priorities.
I mean,
Tim,
where are your priorities? You know.
Yes,
Depends.
well. Andrew Seco is keeping eyes on our trouble spot on 400 North in Alpharetta.
Good afternoon, gang. It's not necessarily the best afternoon if you're leaving Roswell on 400 up in Alpharetta. Police activity making it really tough right here. Only a left lane getting by northbound at Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. Looks like they're diverting onto the nearby exit ramp and back on the entrance ramp, but we're still seeing the brake lights taking you back all the way towards Northridge Road. That's exit number 6. You want to do yourself a favor, avoid the area, take Highway 9 to dodge those delays. Let's circle the city really quick. Seeing some delays leaving Dorable, 285 East, the inner loop, jammed all the way down to the Stone Mountain Freeway, exit number 39. We do have a little trouble spot on the west side. Crash taking out a right lane. The delays taking you back to the home of the Braves in Smyrna Vinings. We're on the outer 285 southbound, getting towards Hollowell Parkway, exit number 12. How are the rest of our northern burbs looking through Marietta and especially through the Norcross Duluth area? Kobe Dawkins.
Well, 75 northbound seeing you on and off the brakes starting at the North 120 loop, getting to I-575 and getting into the northeast suburbs. You're slow, leaving the perimeter, getting past Jimmy Carter Boulevard, and this report is sponsored by Echo Park Speedway. Experience the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart Saturday, June 28th. Under the lights in Atlanta, get your tickets now at echoparkspeedway.com. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Buying a new car? Need help fixing your current car? What's the safest car for a first-time buyer? The Car Guys have the answer. Join Shelley Winter and automotive expert Kevin Deutsch this and every Saturday at 12 for all your car needs. The Car Guys, presented by Butler Lexus of South Atlanta, Saturdays at noon on 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
I love my home, and now I found a company that loves it as much as I do. TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. It's Chris Chandler here. These folks have done work in my home, and boy, it didn't take long to realize I could trust their expertise, their attention to detail, and what I think you'll find, just as I did, an amazing level of service. TE Certified has more than 20,000 five-star reviews, and it's been serving Atlanta for decades.
TE Certified, we love your home.
WSB Atlanta, WSB BFM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
This is Scott Slade, and nothing takes the place of time when it comes to spotting problems with your health, especially cancer. The earlier the better. That's where virtual imaging comes in. Virtual imaging's LDCT body scan can be invaluable, giving you more time for you and your loved ones to take charge of your health. They can detect tumors as early as precancerous virtually anywhere in your body, and aneurysms you may not even know are there. Due to overwhelming demand for a limited time, their $995 core body scan offer has been extended. It's a $2,495 value. Early detection saves lives, and now it's more affordable than ever. Virtual Imaging has gotten such great response to this offer that they've opened up more times in both offices, but appointments will fill up fast, so don't wait. Some minimum requirements may apply. Early detection is your best protection. To schedule your virtual imaging $995 core body scan, call 770-678-SCAN. That's 770-678-SCAN. Or make an appointment by visiting their website at virtualimagingatl.com.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Styling. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Mosquito bites are the worst, but beyond the bite, mosquitoes are disgusting little germ factories that sometimes carry viruses. Dave Baker here for Breda Pest Management. It's time to quit your itching, be the superhero for your family, and eliminate mosquito-borne viruses in your yard with one call to Breda. If mosquitoes return within 30 days, only Breda will come back and retreat for free. BREDAPest.com.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Yeah, we're in the middle of Georgia stuff, but we are not going to talk about this Tyler Perry story until all the facts are in. You heard about this?
I have heard about this.
That's quite a lawsuit.
Quite an allegation, yes.
And an allegation, yeah, sure. I've always liked him. I thought he was a very funny guy. I thought he brought a lot of jobs to the state, certainly around the city. Made some funny stuff over the years. Pretty good actor. Had no clue that stuff was allegedly going on in his studios. But we're going to ignore that. Until, like I said, until all the facts are in, right, George?
Yes, of course.
Thank you.
Now, can I just ask, was it like a casting couch kind of thing where he was using his power, or was it like a forcible,
you'll have to look into it.
Okay.
Go to WSBRadio.com and find the story and read it, and then you'll get all the facts.
I know the next biggest story, guys. Everybody was talking about the elections yesterday.
They were? I didn't even know there was an election yesterday.
There were lines around the block getting ready for the Public Service
Why,
Commissioner.
is there a pizza place next door? Nobody voted, right? How many people voted? Bill Crane told us yesterday, it's like 2 or 3% of people vote?
Yeah, barely anybody voted. Congratulations, though, to Republican Tim Echols. He won the renomination for one of the Public Service Commission positions, and Democrats Keisha Waits and Peter Hubbard are heading to a July 15th runoff. So
you know that Tim Echols guy, I follow him on social media. You know, you look at politics, national politics or statewide politics, and everybody's fighting and doing this. But it's nice to see a guy like Tim Echols every once in a while who's engaging the public, and he shares what he actually does, and he goes to businesses and does things. It's just very rare to see.
Yeah, he's a good guy.
And that's why I know his name, because he's always out there doing things.
And hopefully for the other two, they have a nice, healthy, safe
what is it? It's Public Service Commission?
That's right.
It's not going to be an evil, like bare brass knuckle campaign.
I don't know. I've seen those Dominion machines there, Tim.
Oh, yeah. I think 10 people could show up and just go, I want that one. I like that person. That other person I don't like.
Yeah, it's one of those moments where you have to really look at the ballot. You're like, wait, Keisha Waits? It's like, Peter Hubbard? Yeah.
These are positions that, if the public was informed about, they would probably want to vote for.
And they probably have more impact on your daily life than even Donald Trump does.
Oh, way more.
Well, I don't know. I still haven't decided yes or no. We're weighing in on it. Do you have any more Georgia?
Mr. President.
What? Yeah, go ahead. Do you have any more Georgia stuff?
I do have Georgia stuff, but come on. Can you at least, I do appreciate you kind of pulling back and saying that we were going to go into war, but now you're saying, we may not. Can you just give us an answer, please?
Well, it all depends. It all depends. I mean, we got those big, beautiful planes that drop those big, beautiful bombs. We got the bunker busters. Those are the ones we need. They go down in there deep.
Well,
very deep. And you know who likes that a lot? Lindsey Graham loves it when those big bunker-busting missiles drop down and go deep.
Oh, I bet he loves those deep missiles.
By the way, he keeps calling me, and I wish he would stop. I get it. I got the nice, long email from Mike Huckabee. God saved me in Butler, PA. Okay, blah, 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 blah. Yeah, I'm going to go to war. Leave me alone.
Oh, is that a statement there, Mr. President? Is that a statement?
Maybe.
I do appreciate you backtracking a little bit. I have to say that. But you wanted more Georgia stuff. A Metro Atlanta man has been charged with leaving threatening voice messages for 2 Republican senators. The man, his name is Robert Davis Forney of Duluth, Georgia. And
that's not good.
He allegedly targeted... No, it's not good. He allegedly targeted Ted Cruz. Ted Cruz not having the best 24 hours.
Oh, why? Because he got in a fight with Tucker Carlson?
Yeah, and that's all over the place.
He eats guys like Tucker Carlson for breakfast, Jared.
And the other target, by the way, was Nebraska Senator Deb Fischer.
Yeah, then nobody knows who that is.
You don't know Deb?
No, you didn't. Nobody knows.
Deborah.
You hear these names of these senators that aren't on the news all the time or aren't grandstanding. Like, oh well, good for her. Like that senator that disrupted Kristi Noem's thing last week, Padilla.
Yes,
nobody knew who that was until he did that.
And then there's new video where
do you
it
know
shows...
the other senator from California?
I don't know the other senator from California.
He was a congressman until.
Oh, is it? Then it's got to be Schiff then.
Shifty Schiff.
Yeah.
Adam Schiff. Little Adam Schiff. He lost to he beat Steve Garvey.
Steve Garvey, man. Hell of a pitcher, right?
No.
He wasn't a pitcher?
No.
What did
he was a first baseman.
He was a first baseman. I knew he was a baseball player.
Yeah, and he retired in the 80s. What's he doing running for Senate? Get out of here, Steve Garvey.
He's probably trying to play the celebrity/athlete card. You know, so many of these politicians do that now, and it's not a good idea, especially when you're beloved.
Yeah.
I still kind of hate
You're beloved when you have paternity lawsuits.
I still kind of hate here in Georgia that Herschel Walker did what he did. I mean, Herschel
Why?
Walker was beloved. He was beloved as one of the best running
He loved
backs.
Trump.
If not one of the best running backs, if not the best running back from the University of Georgia ever. And then the second you put the R in front of your name, it
He
changed.
ain't no Nick Chubb.
Yeah, some people may think that. Some people might say Sony Michel. You know, there's a lot of great running backs
Where's he?
from Georgia. I don't know where Sony Michel
Car
is.
dealership.
A lot of good running backs from Georgia.
Uh-huh.
I think most Georgia fans universally will tell you Herschel Walker is the best. But the second when he jumped into politics, it changes perspectives. And
Right.
I'm sure a
Thank
lot
you.
of left-wing people don't like him as much anymore.
Andrew Seco says Steve Garvey's forearms are bigger than my. Oh, no, that's not what he's. Andrew Seco is sorting through the brake lights in downtown.
Not looking the best right now in the downtown connector, 75, 85 north and southbound, seeing the delays either direction through East Point, all the way up through the heart of downtown as you're traveling through Midtown north and south. The brake lights spilling all the way into Brookhaven through Buckhead. Really tough ride here, especially with the rain coming through the area right now. Seeing a cell over 475, as well as the north side through Sandy Springs, 285 east and westbound. Speaking of 285, starting to pack in as you leave. Spaghetti Junction under 85 meets 285 in a cab. Eastbound, you're jammed from I-85 down towards Memorial Drive, exit 41. And a reminder, we still have that crash in the right lane, 285 south, the outer loop. Getting towards Hollow Parkway, exit 12. Mixing with the rain, it has cooked the ride all the way back into Marietta. Seeing those delays spilling on a 75 proper all the way back towards the south loop. And I really hope we have at least a little better news up towards 400, but it doesn't look like we do, Kobe Dawkins.
No, travel advisory remains. Georgia 400 northbound right at Old Milton Parkway, exit 10. Police activity blocks 3 right lanes, only 1 left lane getting you by. Seeing tough delays back to I-285. Avoid it by taking Highway 9 as an alternate. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a Reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any age system, maker, model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Your deck is more than just a place to flip a burger or have a cup of coffee. It gathers your friends and family on all your favorite occasions and is there to enjoy every day. Hi, I'm Scott Nelson, owner of Nelson Exteriors, and we build beautiful, high-quality decks at a reasonable price. We're licensed and insured, provide exceptional customer service, design help, and we'll work with the materials you want. Strength, durability, beauty. Decks done differently. Built by Nelson Exteriors. Get your free estimate. Google Nelson Exteriors.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DEN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at SeaIsland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
The Guaranteed Offer from Mark Spain Real Estate's the easiest way to sell your home. You can save time, make the most money, and eliminate the hassle this summer. Hi, this is Mark Spain, and our offers are the strongest in the industry. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home and skip the hassle of constant cleaning and costly repairs. There's no showings, no open houses, and no stress. Our guaranteed offer keeps you in control. Go to markspain.com to get a guaranteed offer on your home today. That's markspain.com and start packing.
Now is the season to have AquaGuard Foundation Solutions save your crawl space from the bad things down there and make the air you breathe in your home healthier with a crawl space encapsulation. Simply set up a free inspection at aquaguard.net. Remember, AquaGuard.
Listen up, because women have long waited for the world to recognize the importance of our health.
Northside Hospital goes beyond "we hear you" to "we're out here with you," because women deserve more than open ears.
They deserve open doors, and 1 ounce of action is worth 1,000 words.
Northside is rolling up our sleeves and getting to work for you.
This is a house call. Heard. Learn more at northside.com/heard.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 4:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by Hoffman Financial Group. Our top story, President Trump is not tipping his hand on whether the U.S. plans to strike Iran. The president talks today about the possibility of U.S. involvement in the Israel-Iran war.
We're not looking for a ceasefire. We're looking for a total, complete victory. Again, you know what the victory is. No nuclear weapon.
President Trump says he is meeting with his national security team today to discuss possible next moves. Iran is preparing to retaliate if the U.S. strikes. Iran's supreme leader says the U.S. will suffer more harm than Iran will. 79 degrees in Atlanta, and we've got scattered showers and storms moving through the metro area this afternoon. Will we see a repeat tomorrow? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta's most accurate and dependable forecast coming up. Atlanta police go all out to keep the city safe this summer.
While many Atlantans will go on vacation this year, while individuals will travel here for their vacation, your police department will not be on vacation. We are going to be working double hard to make sure that you enjoy the summer.
Chief Darren Shearbaum says overall crime is down 10% from this time last year, and homicides are down 33%. An Atlanta dad is found guilty of starving his young child to death.
A Fulton County jury found Rodney McWee guilty on all counts for the death of his 4-year-old daughter, Treasure. The dad had been found guilty of malice murder, felony murder, cruelty to children, kidnapping, and false imprisonment for starving the child to death. Back in December of 2023, police responded to Renfrew Court and found the 4-year-old girl not breathing or alert. She was later pronounced dead at a Grady hospital. Sentencing for McWee will take place in the next 30 days. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
A jury in Massachusetts finds Karen Reed not guilty of murder and the death of her cop boyfriend in 2022. She speaks after leaving the courthouse.
No one has fought harder for justice for John O'Keefe than I have and my team.
She was accused of hitting O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking. Her lawyers argued she was being framed by police for his death. The jury does find her guilty of driving under the influence. Her first trial ended in a mistrial. Now, a WSB Money update. The Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged. CBS Money analyst Jill Schlesinger says this is great news if you're a saver.
If you can open up a high-yield savings account online, you can go to one of these aggregators, and all of a sudden you can say, oh my gosh, I can get 3.5%, 4.5% on a short-term CD, a high-yield savings account, a money market account. That's incredible.
It's the Fed's fourth consecutive meeting without cuts. It still expects 2 rate cuts this year. On Wall Street, stocks finished the day mixed after the Fed's decision on interest rates. The Dow falls 44 points, the S&P is slightly lower, and the NASDAQ gains 25 points. A Metro Atlanta nonprofit is assessing the damage after an early morning warehouse fire. The Furniture Bank of Metro Atlanta helps Atlanta's most vulnerable families.
We're the only agency in Atlanta that is able to give free furniture to folks that are moving out of homelessness, fleeing domestic violence, or low income and having some sort of life struggle like a flood or a fire.
The executive director of the nonprofit, Megan Anderson, tells Channel 2 Action News they had just received hundreds of dressers and mattresses from UGA. One firefighter is in stable condition after suffering from dehydration while battling the fire. A dangerous intersection gets a major overhaul in the city of South Fulton.
Officials cut the ribbon on a new roundabout at the intersection of Butner and Union Roads. South Fulton City Council member Helen Willis says the $4.4 million project is essential for safety in the area.
We've had several fatalities, even a fatality during the construction process.
City officials say it includes new curbs, drainage, and wider sidewalks. The project's paid for by a special local option sales tax for transportation. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It's raining again today, and in fact, it's rained nearly every day for 2 straight weeks in Metro Atlanta. When you combine the rainfall totals from May and the first 17 days of June, it's on track for the top 10 wettest on record. If there is a silver lining to all this rain, it's the entire state of Georgia is now drought-free for the first time since May of last year. It is now 4:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather, and Triple Team Traffic begins now with Andrew Seco.
Watching a new trouble spot as you're heading towards the ballpark. 75 northbound Cumberland Boulevard, exit 258. Crash into center lane. Hero just arrived on scene. Looks like they're going to push it off to the shoulder here, but you will be tapping the brakes just a little bit on your ride towards 285. As we circle the city around 285, still have that crash in the right lane. Southbound on the outer loop approaching Hollowell Parkway, exit number 12. Mixing with the rain in the area, it has jammed the ride all the way back onto 75 southbound here. Feeling the pinch all the way back into Marietta. Enter police activity remains the biggest impact spot here. Several miles of delays back into Dunwoody almost. Only left lane getting by. Police activity 400 northbound at Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. Avoid the area. Save yourself some time and hop on Highway 9. How are we looking on I-20 east and westbound, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, on the West Freeway, seeing you on and off the brakes leaving in both directions from Thornton Road to I-20.
Gwinnett County, also Walton County getting in with some heavy rain right now, and some rain also right now up on 575 in Cherokee County. 83 in Brookhaven, 79 Woodstock, 81 in College Park. More news at 5 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Are the effects of diabetes, prostate cancer, hypertension, or high cholesterol robbing you of your ability to perform in the bedroom? Choice Men's Health can help you eliminate ED and get your bedroom performance back in just one visit. Choice Men's Health offers breakthrough treatments for ED and performance issues in the bedroom to help you regain your confidence and give you back the intimacy with your partner. Call Choice Men's Health right now to make an appointment and find out how you can eliminate ED on the first visit. Popular name-brand pills like Viagra and Cialis don't work for everyone and can have serious side effects. Choice Men's Health custom medications work immediately, even if you have a medical history or think you're too old to perform like you used to. Choice Men's Health can help you have a fulfilling sex life again. Call Choice Men's Health today at 404-400-1170. That's 404-400-1170. Once again, that's 404-400-1170.
Someone calls you to lay your bike down? Get the very best. SteelHorseLaw.com.
The Lloyd Advisory Group has a question for you. Is your retirement inflation-proof? Here's what we mean. In retirement, chances are you're on a fixed income with unpredictable expenses. So how do you not run out of money when the cost of just about everything continues to go up? You inflation-proof it. Financial advisor Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group can show you ways to help fight inflation so it doesn't outpace your income. Call us today at 770-766-5611. Inflation can take a huge chunk out of your retirement savings, but it doesn't have to. With some simple planning, inflation can go from being a major disruption to a minor annoyance. Call Mark Lloyd and the team at Lloyd Advisory Group now to start inflation-proofing your retirement today. 770-766-5611. That's 770-766-5611. Insurance products and services are offered through the Lloyd Advisory Group. Investing involves risk, including the potential loss of principal.
Well, look who's here in his lilac shirt, sitting there. Go ahead, you can speak.
Thought I'd stop in and say hi. You know, it's Wednesday, and you know what that means.
Yeah, I do.
It's time for Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe.
All right, Jared Yamamoto, let's hit Dr. Joe with some of these wellness stories. See, I feel like doing his voice every time he's in here.
It's me versus me. I don't know which one is which.
I can't do the laugh today.
Uh-oh.
Throat issues.
There you go. Well, we can fix that.
Well, this first story I'm really selfishly interested in because I do cold baths and cold. I guess not a cold plunge.
Cold showers.
Yeah. Not necessarily the showers, but what I'll do is it's an ice bath. So like after, and again, I know we opened the show talking about drinking. I'll make it quick, but like after a night of drinking, we'll take like a nice like bin and we'll fill it with ice. And you dunk your face in it for a little while just to kind of rejuvenate your skin, right? Mm-hmm. But now celebrities are getting involved in the cold plunges.
Because of you?
I don't think because of me.
The face thing, that's been around. That was, what's her name? The movie with no wire hangers.
Oh, Mommy Dearest about Joan Crawford.
Oh. Joan Crawford, yeah, that was her thing. You fill it with like alcohol and water and ice.
Those, I hope that they work because they feel incredible and they really like wake you up the next day. So
if you want a good laugh, go to YouTube and put in Joan Crawford Mountain Dew. There's a funny commercial where she's drinking Mountain Dew while all these hillbillies are running around. That's how they used to market it before. It was the it's the action drink. It was I'm on
I remember that.
The hillbilly, because Mountain Dew is moonshine.
Yeah.
Joan Crawford Mountain Dew. All right, I'm writing this down.
Something to do tonight.
But now a bunch of celebrities are getting involved in these cold plunges.
Yes.
And they're upgrading their backyards with these Scandi style like tubs. And there are some that are encouraging you to do so as well too. But I guess I only do the face. So should we do the entire body where you get in the cold plunge?
I agree with you. I think you should just do the face.
Okay,
Why not
good.
the whole body? Because Rogan does this.
Yeah.
And the particular celebrity that we're talking about, or one of them, is Guy Fieri from Diners, Drive-Ins,
Flavortown.
and Dives.
That's right.
Flavortown, Icetown.
Guy Fieri.
He was recently on Rogan's podcast, and I don't recommend it because you should only listen to the radio. Don't listen to podcasts. But what I'm saying is that Rogan was kind of dismissive of this guy, and this guy was a huge fan of Rogan's. And he tried to bridge that gap talking about ice baths. So maybe the story comes out of that, Fieri being the main guy that's doing this. But I'm curious why the face is okay, but the rest of the body isn't.
Well, with the face, you can pull out real quick. Okay, if you dunk your whole body in, because I've done this. I've done the ice plunge.
Me.
Well, you know, the face plunge or the other thing?
The whole body plunge.
Okay.
Yes. There's a place out in Duluth. It's called Jeju Spa.
I've been there. I was thinking about that. Jeju's awesome.
I want to go to Jeju so bad.
They have the clay sauna, the brick sauna, the salt sauna.
They have steaming.
You pay for 24 hours. You got the whole day there. You could people sleep there.
That gross shorts that somebody else wore, but that's okay.
Yeah, that's pretty gross too. But no, it's a cool place. And I said, I'm going to take the plunge. I'm going to see what it's like. And when you go in, you can shock the body. And that shock can be good. But if you have a weak heart, if you have high blood pressure, if you have diabetes, if you have neuropathy, it can be too much for you.
What if you have all those things?
Well, shouldn't you know that ahead of time?
Well, you should, but nobody ever talks about when not to do it. Everybody's talking about just do it.
Yeah.
Nobody's talking about the counterindications. So that's the thing that concerns me, because you can jump in there and go, and can't breathe, or you suck water in if you're going underwater. So there has to be some cautions if you're going to be doing this stuff. That's why the head is safe. You stick your head in. I've done that too. Stick your head in. You wake up. Okay, you're down.
How long should you keep your head submerged?
An hour.
An hour. Yes. Yeah. Your wife called. She said an hour. Yes.
Because some of my friends, like when we do this is a big deal with.
You get together and slam your faces in ice.
Well, like okay, if you're like in a collective Airbnb with your friends and you're hungover the next day,
Ice
it's a little
bath
bit
time, bros.
Yeah, exactly. You bust out the big ice bath and you're like, okay,
You guys don't get naked to do this?
Is it all right if I'm naked, bros? I mean, we're just bros. Let's get in the ice.
Broing out like bros do.
By the way, I just got out of the ice. That's why it looks like this. It's nothing else but the ice.
We collectively will do the face ice baths, and it becomes a competition on who can hold their head in the longest. And I don't think that's effective. I only hold it in for like maybe 10 seconds at the most. Is that enough time?
10 seconds is enough. You could do up to 30 seconds if you could hold your breath, of course. That's fine. But you'll get the effects either way. But 30 seconds is probably the therapeutic
to your
number.
point about not putting your whole body in there. When I was a little kid, we used to go camping at this place near my house. It was a recreation area and a lake. We'd go in the early spring when the water in the north is, you're from Jersey. The water is still extremely cold. So I jump in to go swim across because I don't want to walk all the way around. It was a very, not very wide channel, but it was deep. And I started panicking because I couldn't breathe. And it was extremely cold water. But the other kids were just swimming across. So what would that indicate?
Everybody's different, and that's just your tolerance.
Yeah.
It's just how you felt it. But again, it could be just a shock.
Yeah.
So
that's what it is, the shock of...
Yeah, it's a natural bodily response for you to lose, to take a big breath. And that's what they say when you fall through the ice, is that you have to acclimate past that part so that you can breathe normally and then do all the other things to get out of ice.
But I always think about that.
Yeah, so it is normal.
I always think about that. Whenever I see ice, I'm like, God, I'm so happy I'm not walking on there because I might fall in, and then what would I do?
That would stink. What a horrible way to go.
Yeah, that would be a terrible way to go.
Yeah, it's like
There's lots of ways to get out of it, though. Have you seen those ways?
What way? You got to have an ice pick with you and chomp
No,
down?
you fall in, right?
Yeah.
And then you have to chill. You have to hold on.
I think that's
and then you have to relax your body.
Go ahead.
You have to put your arms out onto the edge.
Yes.
And you have to let your body float upward. And then you have to be as wide as you can so that you can disperse the weight across the ice so that it doesn't break.
See, I'm glad you told me that.
Because now you're going to remember that.
Yeah,
next
but
time.
I'll still panic.
No, you'll
remember this moment right now.
Autumn, thank you so
You're
much.
going to be so cold, though. How are you going to remember? You're not going to...
Well, that's the thing. You have to get past the shock that your body's feeling of the frigid water.
Mm-hmm. So what does this have to do with Guy Fieri?
Yeah,
he loves taking ice baths. And
a lot of people do. You said that maybe he was the start of it. This has been going on
not
forever.
this-
Like Adam Carolla, Bert Kreischer.
Well, I mean that it's getting picked up and carried by some news aggregate.
Yeah, I
saying,
don't know why
hey,
they're
ice
picking it
baths are
up.
popular now.
Yeah, David Beckham, Mark Wahlberg,
They're
Orlando
running out of
Bloom.
things to talk about.
I love taking ice baths, bro.
So you said if you've got a litany of problems, don't do it. But if you're healthy, is it something that's
If you're
good for
healthy,
you?
it's probably okay.
But you don't
just-
know until you do it.
That's exactly it. You're not going to know how you're going to respond. if
So
you hit
don't
that
do it
thing.
in a pond or a lake. Do it at Jeju and
Yeah, do it. JJ, you walk in, you walk out. It's
Yeah.
like it's a.
And if you get too cold, you go into the hot water. which
Exactly.
They also
yes. So yeah, but that's why doing this, first time jumping in the tub, especially if you're hungover,
yes,
not a good idea.
Well, again, I don't do the full tub. I just dunk my head in. That's all I
Don't worry,
do.
Jared. You're safe.
I just put ice in the toilet and sit on it. Dr. Joe is giving me a look over here. I'm letting him know it is only the face, not the whole
Yes.
body. That
Now,
I
do you guys hold hands and do it in unison, or you go one by
No,
one,
we
or how do
take
you do it?
turns.
Oh,
We
I don't
take
know.
turns.
We'll talk about that during the break.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know. In my day, we didn't do stuff like that.
What's wrong with you? Close-minded?
I know. It was close-minded. I didn't
Yeah,
want to.
yeah, exactly. I feel like there's some
stunk with my
judgment going
buddies
on.
here. We woke up and went to work the next day. That's what we did. Yeah.
Andrew Seco is checking on the ride through Alpharetta.
Still looking at only that left lane open. Long-standing police activity. 400 northbound approaching Old Milton Parkway. Exit number 10. It has really cooked the ride out of Sandy Springs and Dunwoody. Those delays all the way back towards 285, mixing with the rain in the area. Really tough scene with no estimated clearing time. We'll keep you updated as we learn more. In the meantime, avoid the area. Hop on Highway 9. Save you just a little bit of time through here. Checking the ride through Marietta. 75 southbound, all jammed up. Mixing with the rain and the crash. 285 southbound your Hollowell Parkway. That one's in the right lane, and we've seen those delays all the way back towards Highway 5, and still slow on the Interloop 285 southbound, heading from I-85 down towards Lawrenceville Highway. There is a crash off to the shoulder, adding to those brake lights you see heading into Tucker Clarkston. Checking the ride through Midtown downtown, it's Kobe Dawkins.
Well, it remains slow. 75-85 northbound scene. The delays start at Langford Parkway, getting around the Grady curve to 10th Street. And southbound rides, those brake lights beginning well before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. And this report is sponsored by John Foy & Associates Personal Injury Law Firm. You were hurt at work and the insurance company is denying your claim? Get real. Call John Foy & Associates and let their workers' comp team get you the maximum benefits you deserve. Call John Foy now. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
We've all been
Jam
there.
starting at Langford Parkway.
Counting the minutes before we know we're going to be late because we couldn't count on a traffic app.
Jammed from I-85 down towards Ponce.
There is one thing you can count on. Triple Team Traffic on WSB.
Stay slow once you're inside the perimeter as well.
We know the highways. We know the streets. And we know the shortcuts.
75 northbound heading up to Cobb County through Marietta and Kennesaw.
And all you need to do is listen.
More experience.
More reliable. 24 hours a day, 7 days a week.
Triple Team Traffic.
95.5 WSB. How Atlanta gets there.
How easy is it to save energy and money in seconds? Power down unused devices, swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs, and adjust your thermostat for the season. Get more tips at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
This is Greg Trzynski of the Original Mattress Factory. There's a reason factory is in our name. It's who we've been since day one. In times of uncertainty, OMF offers something increasingly rare: stability and consistency. While others chase trends, we've stayed ahead of the curve by remaining steadfast in what truly matters: quality products, locally built, at factory direct prices. Our commitment to American-made components isn't new for us. It's what we've practiced since our founding. We carefully select domestic materials from trusted suppliers, ensuring every element of your mattress meets our exacting standards. Our skilled employees build superior two-sided mattresses right here in town, a practice many others have long since abandoned. As manufacturing landscapes shift and supply chains fluctuate, we continue doing what we've always done: create exceptional American-made mattresses, treat our customers with respect, and offer tried and true quality that stands the test of time. Experience the OMF difference at any of our showrooms or originalmattress.com.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Mom and Dad seem different after a European-style holiday on MSC Cruises.
Call us Cloud and Yvette.
The ship had restaurants, shops, and nightlife.
La Galleria.
And of course, American touches like an aqua park and a sweets shop.
American je ne sais quoi.
Mom, you're from Wisconsin.
Wisconsin, Kevin.
Book now and save up to 30% off, plus kids sale free. MSC Cruises. Let's holiday. To book, visit msccruises.com or contact your travel advisor. Restrictions apply. Ships registered in Panama and Malta.
Comcast Business is celebrating Small Business Month by giving you a $1,000 small business bonus when you switch to a qualifying gig speed package from the company with over 99.99% network reliability. Just imagine the thousands of possibilities of a $1,000 prepaid card. Like possibility number 1, company merch for staff. Stylin'. Or possibility number 24, the latest software. Upgrade. Or possibility number 192, new equipment powered by gig speeds. Or possibility number 555, a 3D printer. Rapid prototyping, anyone? Switch to Comcast Business for over 99.99% network reliability, advanced cybersecurity, and now get started with a $1,000 small business bonus. Comcast Business, powering possibilities.
And 62225. New customers only with 2-year agreement. Other restrictions apply.
Dave Baker for Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Looking for a new truck and looking for a great deal? Simply go to beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals and save money on a new Toyota Tundra. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming is the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Wellness Wednesday with Dr. Joe Esposito. The next story is very interesting to me. It's kind of cheesy, but we're going to milk it.
Yeah, I see what you're doing there. I had no idea.
Free Wordplay Friday, or even though it's Wednesday.
Eric is listening. He's yelling at you.
Wordplay
right now.
Wednesday.
Okay, that's all right then. Yeah.
I had no idea that Business Insider had a food section, but dairy is so back, guys. It's now a high protein, gut healthy superfood that shoppers love. Dr. Joe. Welcome back to the dairy world.
Says who?
This says the experts, the doctors. Business
experts.
Insider.
The Business Insider must be true.
Yes.
Absolutely.
And milk tastes so good.
I remember it probably does. I remember it though when it actually had flavor. Years ago, it had cream on the top, and it,
Well, that's actual milk.
Yeah.
I mean, you can buy today. You can get. Grass-fed organic milk that tastes as good as it did when you were a kid. But I do remember what you're talking about when you had to go to the dairy to get it in the glass bottle and it had that layer of cream on top. In fact, I watched this ex-Amish girl has a TikTok channel that's amazing.
An ex-Amish girl, okay?
Well, she grew
She
up
used to be
Amish.
Amish, and she makes the things, and you learn how to do it too.
And I like the raw milk.
Yeah, and again, cow's milk is made for cows, and this is one of my 7 deadly sins is dairy.
Boy.
So you got me on this one. You got my goat right here.
Goat's milk's yucky.
But dairy is still the number one food allergen.
Goat cheese.
So people drink milk. It causes mucus. It causes bowel inflammation.
Is that people are drinking the corn-fed?
Commercial, corn-fed, soybean-fed, high omega-6 fatty acid milk. That's the bad stuff. If you're going to drink milk, at least make it organic.
Sure.
Okay.
And don't get it in plastic, right?
And don't get it in plastic, right. But at least organic. And even when you pasteurize it, you destroy any good bacteria that are in there too.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so that's why you get it. You drink kefir, or you get yourself some dairy yogurt.
Right, yogurt. But you have to make sure that's not pasteurized too. It has to be unpasteurized, because even if it's kefir or kefir or yogurt, once they pasteurize it, all the good bacteria, well, most of them are killed off.
And so when it comes to the raw milk, that I love raw milk. RFK Jr. loves the raw
this is
milk.
a big deal. This is really coming from the Make America Healthy again.
Is it?
movement. Yeah, oh, for sure.
So why did they push back against raw milk? Is it because it's not pasteurized, or is it because dairy doesn't want the competition?
I think both. Well, it's not pasteurized, and that's their excuse. Well, it's not pasteurized, it's not clean, but it's exponentially fewer bacteria in the raw milk than there is in the
Then what
pasteurized
makes it dangerous? Is that people leave it out of the fridge and then they...
Yeah, I think it
It
doesn't
has a
have
higher
the shelf
potential
life.
for bacterial growth.
Okay,
that could hurt
But
you.
you have to be smart. Like when we were young, you take it, you eat it. If
I
it
get it
goes-
right out of the cow.
There you go.
myself.
I've had that already. Yeah.
You ever milk a cow?
I have milked a cow.
It's fun, isn't it?
Yeah, it's
I've never done it. I've
Scary,
always
but
wanted to.
fun. Well, when you're a little kid, it's scary.
Yeah,
as
this
hell.
big cow, and you're grabbing his udder going, this thing's going to sit on
And then
me.
your
Yeah,
great
so-
uncles are like,
Her
don't worry,
udder,
he ain't going to
please.
hurt you. He ain't
Yeah.
going to hurt you, Timmy. He ain't going to hurt you, Timmy. Get in there and grab it.
Seems like a core memory for you.
Oh,
Yeah.
well, it wasn't a bad memory. I just remember how they spoke to me. Get in there and milk that cow.
Yep. So I'm not a fan of dairy, but if you're going to do dairy, it's got to be organic only.
What about probiotic protein ice cream and chocolate butter? Do those give your blessing there, Dr. Joe?
Sign me up.
If it's been pasteurized, that's an issue, and if it's organic or not. Those are my my standards.
Oh, Dr. Joe.
I'm
More
so
of the-
boring.
More of the dairy report at the next hour on the Von
Hassler Doctor. But right now, better news on 400 and Alpharetta is Andrew Seco.
The long-awaited better news through this stretch. All lanes finally back open from this long-standing police activity. 400 northbound Old Milton Parkway, exit number 10. We do still have some brake lights taking you back towards Dunwoody. Those will dissipate with time, but we are still looking at a tough ride leaving Dunwoody through Roswell and Alpharetta. Highway 9 remains the answer right now to get where you're going on time. Taking a look through the Norcross Duluth area, got some normal volume here. 85 northbound, merging from 285. We're slow back towards the Brookhaven area, seeing the brake lights as you pass Claremont Road, exit number 91. And we're still slowing and going through Marietta. 75 southbound, just really intense delays here. Starting at Canton Road, slow all the way down towards 285. Speaking of 285, what is the holdup down there on the west side, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, seeing you slow, moving through Dunwoody, I-25 east to south, starting at the Georgia 400 merge, getting into Clarkston, and better news in Clayton County, 285 eastbound, the outer loop, right at Clark Howell Highway, exit 59. Earlier stall has been cleared off to the right, so those delays getting to I-75 should start to improve. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Israel launches strikes on Iran. We've got it covered.
People are hunkering down in those bomb shelters.
with news at the top and bottom of every hour, and when it breaks.
Iran will decide they have nothing to lose. It's pedal to the metal.
Tune in often for the latest.
They're going to build a bomb.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Hey homeowners, it's Eric Erickson. You wouldn't trust Mac with a jack to fix your home's sinking foundation problem, would you? I certainly wouldn't. Serious issues need serious experts at Engineered Solutions of Georgia. Their skills are unmatched, so are their foundation solutions. When these guys repair a problem, it's the last time you'll have to worry about it. Done once, done right. Start today with a free inspection. Go to ESOGrepair.com. That's ESOGrepair.com.
Dial 678 ESOG now.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
That's you, looking at your garage door. And you're wondering, if it gets windy, just how much can this door take? 20 miles an hour? 30 miles an hour? Sure, if we get a little wind, your buddy says if you back the car up against it just right, you can probably save it. But what's your clever plan the next time we get a storm with a name? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Storm-rated doors are built to withstand heavy winds, even if your building codes aren't there yet. It's like the door to the safe that protects your whole house. Stronger materials, heavy-duty motors and springs to handle the weight, and reinforced struts to keep it from bowing out in the wind. How do I know it won't bow? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're prepared the next time a storm with a name comes sailing across the Gulf of Mo.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSBB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk. News, weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 5 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News sponsored by QC Kinetics. Our top local story, a summer crime crackdown in Atlanta. Police say they are working overtime to keep the city safe.
According to Police Chief Darren Schierbaum, overall crime is down 10% since this time last year, and homicides specifically are down 33%. But he says the department is doubling down on their efforts to fight gangs, guns, and drugs.
While many Atlantans will go on vacation this year, while individuals will travel here for their vacation, your police department will not be on vacation. We are going to be working double hard to make sure that you enjoy the summer.
He says the effort will be visible with mounted patrols and bike patrols in the city's parks, along with greater use of the department's air unit. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
Today's announcement from APD comes after a shooting last week in southwest Atlanta that killed a 12-year-old boy. Mayor Andre Dickens calls it a setback.
We never want any of our young people to feel afraid to go anywhere, a park, a recreation center, outside.
Crime Stoppers of Greater Atlanta is upping the reward to $15,000 for information leading to an arrest in the shooting. A 19-year-old has already been arrested. It is 79 degrees in Atlanta, and we've got more scattered showers moving through this afternoon. Does this trend continue tomorrow, and when does it finally dry out? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. President Trump is not tipping his hand on whether the U.S. will join Israel launching strikes on Iran. The president says preventing Iran from having nukes is the ultimate goal.
You can allow Iran to have a nuclear weapon because the entire world will blow up. I'm not going to let that happen.
CBS News national security consultant Jeff McCausland says the president seems to be leaning toward taking military action.
In the last couple of days, the president seems to have moved more closely to seeing the United States get directly involved, and in particular using our military assets to strike that Fordo nuclear facility.
And at this hour, the U.S. evacuating non-essential diplomats and their families from its embassy in Israel as the conflict intensifies. Now, a WSB Money update. It's good news for savers, but not for those borrowing money. A local economist reacting to the Fed's decision today on interest rates.
The Fed is keeping its benchmark interest rate the same for the fourth straight time. Kennesaw State University economics professor Roger Tutterow says constantly changing tariff policy is why.
We're changing the rules in real time and sometimes pretty quickly.
President Trump wants rates slashed to spur job growth despite the risk of inflation. Professor Tutterow says the job market is still strong.
The unemployment rate is at 4.2%.
The Fed signals there will be 2 small rate cuts later this year. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
New this hour, Cobb County is reminding people their property tax appeals are free. County spokesman Ross Cavett says some residents report getting letters that looked official, claiming a company would file an appeal if they paid a fee.
Those letters generated some calls to both our tax commissioner and tax assessor's office, basically asking them what the heck is going on. You're saying we can appeal for free, but then we're getting these letters that say it costs us money. What's the deal?
He says they don't want residents paying for something that's free. New at 5 o'clock, an arrest is made after a woman's body is found in Newton County this afternoon. Deputies are called to the woods off Stevenson Road in Covington.
I can confirm it is a female victim. I do not know the gender of the suspect at this time.
Sheriff spokesperson Caitlin Jett says they're working to determine a motive and how the woman died. A new measles case in Georgia.
The Georgia Department of Public Health confirms the 6th case in the state so far this year. It's in an unvaccinated family member of the confirmed measles case from last month. The agency says that person was quarantined at home after exposure, so there's no risk of additional exposure to the public. 2 additional cases associated with the outbreak have since fully recovered. The Atlanta-based CDC says the measles, mumps, and rubella vaccine's the best way to stay protected from measles. There were 6 reported cases last year. Austin Eller, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. Right now, live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Taking a quick circle middle of the city, 285 Atlanta's bypass here, seeing the worst of it leaving Dunwoody on the westbound side, 285 on the outer loop, Jen, from Ashford Dunwoody Road, all the way past 75. You're tapping the brakes all the way down to where we have that crash in the right lane, southbound approaching Hull Parkway, exit 12. It has just really done something to this ride on the outer loop. Plan for some extra commute time. Remember to pack your patience through this stretch here, I-20 east and westbound, in and out of Lithia Springs. Rain's been a factor through here, seeing brake lights either direction from Thornton Road down towards 285 and into the work zone. I-20 eastbound, leaving 285 on and off that brake pedal, all the way down towards Evans Mill Road, exit number 74. Taking a quick look at the northern suburbs, 400 with a look of Norcross into Duluth. Here's Kobe Dawkins.
And Georgia 400 northbound, you remain slow due to earlier police activity at Old Milton Parkway exit 10. It's been cleared, but tough delays remain back to I-285 and 85 northbound. You're slow starting at Claremont Road, getting to Beaver Ruin Road. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms moving through. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, some of which may produce damaging wind gusts, high 89. Starting to dry out on Friday, partly cloudy, high 91. Heating up on Saturday, high 92. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 93. Temperatures climbing to the mid to upper 90s by the middle of next week.
As we check Storm Tracker radar, fewer showers around right now, but a heavy rain shower now in the Carrollton area and more rain moving into Georgia from Alabama. It is 71 in Peachtree Corners, 81 in Union City, and 78 in Cartersville. More news at 5:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Hour 3 of the Von Hessler Doctrine begins right now. And Dr. Joe is here. It's Wellness Wednesday. This one's good for autumn. No, it's not good for autumn.
Wow, it's about a vacuum?
It is. No, it's not
Cool.
about that.
Sandwiches, being a mom, being a woman.
I just wanted to say that joke. Anyway, go ahead.
A new University of Waterloo study finds that lonely older adults may actually live longer, surprisingly.
I saw this too, and I read the headline, and I thought, what if they fall down in the house and there's nobody there to help them? That's what I always worry.
Yeah, they got Life Alert.
And I can't get up. There
They
you
got
go.
the little button, the little necklace.
Beep, beep, beep. Yep. Mm-hmm. That was an interesting thing, and I saw that too, and I thought that's the exact opposite of what I would think, but
that's what I thought too.
The rationale was actually made sense. You're not getting angry all the time. That's right. You No, know, what is it? No, when you're old people, they fight all the time. My grandparents bickered all the time. They loved each other, but they bickered constantly. There was never a conversation. It was always nick, 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 nick. Yeah. Always picking. Yeah. Right. That generation.
I don't think that's just a symptom of being old. I think that that's a symptom of maybe you're still together because you've been through so much together, not because you still love each other.
Oh no, they loved each other very much, you know. But it was just this bicker. It was fun, but it was a lot of bickering. Yes, and it was annoying as a kid. You're like, is this? Oh, I used to say, stop it! Yeah, stop fighting in front of me. But what are the real things, not the bickering? Okay, the real things are that lonely people tend to have better physical function. Huh? They function better because they think that, according to this study, that loneliness, the people that didn't experience loneliness didn't have all their wits about them. So they didn't even realize they were lonely. Okay.
Oh, is it about loneliness or is it about being alone?
Loneliness. Oh. Yes.
Oh, so that's different because you can be alone and not feel lonely.
Exactly, yeah.
So that's about mental health.
Alice Cooper song, I think that says that somewhere in there. I may be lonely, but I'm never
Only
alone.
women
yeah.
bleed.
Yes. Yeah, that's the Rolling This Stones is for now. all Come on. the lonely people.
No,
And
that
that's
was Alice
America.
Cooper.
I know it's America. I saw them. No, so if you're living alone and you're accepting the fact that you aren't lonely, then you're going to live a longer time? Is that basically the gist of this study? Well, no, if they're healthy, they realize that they're lonely. Okay. And they can say, yes, I'm lonely. If they don't have their wits about them, they don't even realize that they're lonely. So I'm not lonely. So you just live longer.
Oh,
and-
okay.
Right. Yeah.
So if you already have a condition and
Right.
you're
Well,
lonely,
lucky you.
then this is a good thing.
You're too unwell to perceive or express loneliness, is what the article think says.
So if you're dumb.
Yeah. I think it Or would that, yeah.
great.
suck to be alone when you're older. But I had a great aunt who lived to be, I think, 101. And she didn't move out of her house until she was in her late 90s. But she was alone because her husband died when she was in her 70s or whatever. Right, yeah. So, but she always seemed happy and she had her faculties Yeah. and she's still baking and everything into her 90s. So, I had a patient today. She was 83, 85 years old, and she was just as smart and sharp as she could be. And she goes, my back hurts a little bit when I'm in the garden weeding for a couple of hours.
And I thought, well, hell, everybody's back hurts if you're weeding in a garden for a couple of hours.
Yeah, and I'm of the age where why even bother weeding?
That's right, yeah. Who
You should
cares?
take care of your yard, Tim.
I'll
Come
wait
on.
till I'm 80.
Yeah, then you get out there and pick weeds with my
Sure.
new
So you
patient.
chose to pick a house with a yard. You got to take care of the
No,
yard.
I'm kidding about it, Jared. Don't take everything so literally.
What are you, my wife?
What are you, my wife?
No bickering. No bickering. Stop it. I don't like when you fight.
We're lonely. What else, Jared?
Have you heard of the Japanese walking trend?
No.
Well, it may be better than getting
Is it just
10,000.
walking?
No.
It may be better than getting 10,000 steps a day, and you only need 30 minutes to do it. Basically, it's different speeds.
And legs.
Oh, that wasn't in this article. Yes.
What if you don't have legs?
Okay.
What if you have a stump?
Well, you probably have
35 minutes, yeah.
Yeah, 35 minutes. Thank you,
Be
Dr.
that,
Joe.
that,
Yes.
that guy from South Africa with the girlfriend or the
Oh,
wife.
yeah,
that he-
yeah, with the
blades.
Yeah,
he can
well,
run so fast.
know.
Anyway, so what's
Okay.
the gist of this?
The gist of this is that basically you can walk at different speeds and it helps you with your cardiovascular health,
Yes.
right? So like
Uh-huh.
you go fast for 5 minutes and you walk slower, then you walk medium speed, and it's good for you, right, Dr. Joe?
Yeah, it's like high interval training. You go fast for a little bit and slow for a little bit. Usually at that high interval training,
Yes.
is 8 minutes on, 8 minutes off, 8 minutes on. They're saying basically 30 seconds on, slow down. 30 seconds on, slow down. And I walk a lot up in Roswell. It's a great pier along the river up there.
Yeah, that's a nice place.
Love that place. It's about an hour if you go from one end to the other, maybe 45 minutes. And I see so many, I'm assuming Japanese, but Asian people walking up there, and they're doing exactly this. So when I saw this, I said, oh, this is real.
And they live for quite a long time, and they also do Tai Chi.
Yes.
Which isn't a martial art, but it is using components of martial arts, but to move
Right.
your body all the time.
Yes.
And
Yeah, that's a huge thing. Like as you get older, right, you get more aches and pains, or
Yes.
your body
Mhm.
starts to betray you, and so then you stop moving as much because it hurts,
hurts,
more.
and you-
But in reality, you have to run toward that.
Yeah, I see people up there. I mean, they look like they're in their 90s, some of these people walking. Asian, usually men. The women are slower, but the men are very fast. And one guy has a phone playing music, and he's out there. And
Well, because it's smart. You don't want to just sit around watching Matlock all day or whatever Gen
Right.
X is going to watch. When we're there. You're going to sit
Reruns
around.
of King
Beavis
of
and
the Hill.
Butthead.
Yeah.
King of the Hill.
King of the Hill, The Sopranos, The Wire. You're not going to sit there watching TV all
Right.
day.
now, and
So-
getting out, too, then you're getting sunlight as well, which is helpful. Even if it's cloudy, you're still
Vitamin
getting the
D.
sunlight. You get vitamin D.
And you got to use your mind, and that's another thing. You're
Yes.
using your mind to contract your muscles in such a way that you're not doing dynamic and punching, but you're doing slower
Right.
things and being mindful of your fitness and your
Yeah.
joints and things like
Low
that.
stress.
What's interesting about this trend, though, is the way it's being pitched is that you can do so much more in less time. It's like, look, in 30 minutes.
Last time I'm an American, I got nothing else to do.
Exactly. Instead of taking all that time to get 10,000 steps, you can do it in just 30 minutes. So I hate that pitch in there. I think overall, you should try to give yourself at least 45 minutes of activity per day.
I like the 10,000 steps because you're outside, you're in
Right.
fresh air, you're looking around, you're seeing things, you're listening to whatever you're listening
Right.
to, or not, because sometimes it's better to not be distracted.
Yeah, I listen to podcasts when I walk. I just pop on a podcast of someone equally as smart as me, and I listen to them.
Yeah, like the Von Hessler Doctrine. The
Like
days you're not
there
here,
go.
you get caught
Nothing-
up.
I get nothing is as good as this show. That's it. Exactly right.
Well, I'm glad that we at least agree on the Japanese walking trend. That
I didn't
that
say
it's a
we
good thing.
agreed on it, Jared. I don't know what you're pulling.
Stop
Hey,
fighting.
as the Yamamoto on this show, I have to endorse the Japanese walking trend, Tim. You know
Yes.
that.
You're in name only, a gyno.
How dare you?
Gino.
How dare you? Tim Andrews.
Go ahead.
Our next story, I disagree with this 100%. U.S. to drop the guidance to limit alcohol to 1 or 2 drinks per day. Sources say the original, I think, was three drinks per day, and
Yes.
now they've dropped it to. They're going to drop it to 2 or 1
What if
drinks
you do
per
like
day.
15 on a Friday?
Yeah, does that?
That's okay
yeah,
then.
just
Yeah.
spread it out like
yeah, because then
that.
that's 2 a day, 14, so I'd be fine then. Yeah.
Why are they doing this now? Is this because cannabis is legalized all over the place, or is it just they don't want people drinking?
The reason why they're doing it is because, unfortunately, there are some more cancer risks that are coming from drinking alcohol.
Yeah. People
just
say,
alcohol
how
consumption
much
in general.
alcohol is safe? No alcohol is safe.
None.
Well, then how do
No,
the Russians survive?
They don't.
They don't. Look at them.
Oh yeah. What about the Italians?
Well, they drink organic wine, but they don't drink a lot. That's the whole thing. The Mediterranean diet, they say, Mediterranean diet, alcohol is part of it. When I was a kid, we had these little tiny jelly glasses, right? And my grandfather would have a half a glass, and that would be his wine.
Mm-hmm.
And that's it. So it's not like they're chugging like we are. They have a little
Yeah.
bit, as an aperitif or something.
They're not at the gas station getting
A digestif aperitif.
Yes.
the bottle of white wine that you can chug in the car on the way home.
Yeah, no Boone's Farm there.
No Boone's Farm.
And it's, you know about Boone's Farm, Jared?
I think so.
You need
That
to
was
try
my
it.
first drink.
Yes, I remember the Boone's Farm. And
Mine was a Bartles and James premium wine cooler.
Ah.
Ooh.
We all had fake IDs. And we were in Virginia Beach. And
Always on a beach.
There was a convenience store near the hotel. It was our high school senior trip. And everybody had a fake ID that my friend made in his basement. And they said, all right, here you go. So we all, and then we kind of got busted and we all put our alcohol in the drop ceiling. But that was the first time I ever got drunk on a Bartles and James wine cooler because I was too afraid to drink beer.
See, the first time I got drunk, it was definitely Mr. Boston's vodka. That was the first time.
That's the good stuff.
I had a couple of beers and stuff beforehand, like tried them, here and there. But it was definitely like I kept trying to chug it. I'm like, look, I can drink this. I can drink like, and I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah, what's going to happen?
And I yacked everywhere. It was disgusting.
I can imagine you did if you're chugging vodka.
Yeah, that's awful.
It was
no one is chugging vodka.
I know. Believe me, the lesson was learned very quickly. But it was definitely Mr. Boston.
Well, let's actually get the facts out. So less than one drink a day is the recommendation now, or
That's-
1.5
yeah,
drinks?
Well, it's
1 to 2 drinks.
1 to 2.
1 to 2 drinks a day, yeah.
And
But
then
that's still too much. There is no safe level of alcohol. There's
Not even
less
beer?
Yeah, but that's like saying like abstinence is the only way to go. You know what I mean? Like you're gonna have
Well, it
sometimes.
Well, that's what I said.
unless-
If you're going to do it, that's what I'm saying.
if you have
you're
a
gonna do it,
problem,
yes.
obviously you can't.
Yeah, come on,
but-
Dr. Joe. If we went to the gas station, Autumn bought you a Four Loko. You drink it.
Yeah, I think so, yeah.
Yeah, it's got caffeine. It's got a little booze.
What if it's 1 or 2 6-packs a day?
1 or 2, yes. They don't
'Cause
say how
that's
big the drink
serving
is.
size,
Yeah,
right.
exactly.
Yeah,
you
what if
know,
you
yeah.
have a really big glass?
That's
Or a 40.
That's Autumn's theory.
Hey, let's give some things away. Would you like to go see Dave Matthews? Why not? Hey, 2 tickets to see Dave Matthews on Wednesday, June 25th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater. Be caller number 10 to 404-872-0750. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. And Andrew Seco is sifting through the brake lights through Midtown and downtown.
Right now, looking a bit like a parking lot with the heavy delays with the rain that also moved through here, 75, 85 north and southbound. As you leave East Point on the downtown connector, the brake lights catch you Langford Parkway southbound. We're feeling the pinch all the way to 400 proper, jammed as you approach I-20. Circling the city really quick. The brake lights starting to fill in, leaving Doraville, 285 eastbound, slow all the way down to Covington Highway. About 20 extra minutes in your drive leaving Doraville. We're still dealing with a crash in the right lane, 285 south, the outer loop at Bolton Road, exit 13, cooking the ride all the way back into Marietta. Brake lights on 75 proper begin as you pass 575, getting past Canton Road, exit number 267. Taking a quick look on the south side of things, here's Kobe Dawkins.
In 75 northbound, seeing the brake lights start before Highway 155, getting to Jodico Road, and southbound rides are on and off the brake from I-675 to Highway 155, and this report is sponsored by the Peach Pass and the new Peach Pass Go mobile app. The Peach Pass Go mobile app helps you get there faster with new and improved features, and more coming soon. Download the new Peach Pass Go mobile app today at peachpass.com. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
More local news.
Atlanta's airport's bracing for record-breaking crowds. Apparent murder in the Grant Park area.
More traffic. A crash in the Cobb Cloverleaf.
One crash on I-20 westbound.
You're on and off the brakes beginning at University.
More weather.
Looking at rotation that is near the city of Brooks. Thunderstorm is capable of producing a quick spin-up tornado.
Atlanta's Morning News.
Governor Kemp reacting to that tariff pause.
Tomorrow morning at 5.
Wake up with 95.5 WSB. How Atlanta starts its day.
Is your old garage door a real clunker? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards the new insulated doors. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Get $200 cash for your old entry door too. It's cashed for clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404-USA Door.
I'm here with Chris Hoffman, the founder of Hoffman Financial Group and host of Money Unleashed. Chris, every week on the show, we offer folks something we call the Portfolio X-Ray. I was hoping you could walk us through that process and tell us why the information it uncovers is so powerful.
Yeah, so the reason we love doing the Portfolio X-Ray for you is we do that behind the scenes. Everybody's extremely busy. Nobody wants to waste time in traffic. If you call in, we will ask you for some information via the phone. Once you've given us that information, we go to work and we put all the hours in developing the report. And I commit this to you. The The Portfolio X-ray is eye-opening. At least 90+% of the time, we can find 2 or 3 golden nuggets in there that you were not aware of that we can either change in your current portfolio mix for you. It's called a 401k optimizer. Or if we manage the assets for you, we certainly can recommend how to diversify away from some of the troubling points that are exposed during the Portfolio X-ray. Once we've got that, then we'll have you in for your initial consultation. We will present the Portfolio X-ray to you and walk you through the high points of it. And that's a document that you get to take with you. It's like getting a financial physical. So how many of you avoided going to the doctor for the annual physical last year? You do the same thing with your financial life. You ignore it. You keep pumping money into your 401k. You hope that it's going well, and I can tell you that hope is not a good investment or financial planning strategy. You need to know. So if you want to know, call us.
The Portfolio X-ray is complimentary. Give Hoffman Financial Group a call to schedule yours today. 404-737-3858, 404-737-3858, or online at unleashyourmoney.com. Investment advisory services offered through Brookstone Wealth Advisors, a registered investment advisor. Insurance and annuities offered through Hoffman Financial Group Incorporated, Georgia Insurance License number 163546.
Oh, popsicle drips, muddy shoes, and summertime messes, don't let them take over your home. Call Zerorez Carpet and Air Duct Cleaning. Zerorez uses their ZR water technology, no dirt-attracting soaps, no harsh chemicals, just a truly clean, healthy home. Right now, take advantage of their summer sale. Get 15% off all services, that is carpets, air ducts, rugs, tile, and more, all 15% off. Just mention Chris Chandler or book now at ZeroResAtlanta.com, and yeah, they do commercial cleaning too. Zerorez, all they leave is clean.
I've been forecasting sunshine for you for 40 years. Hi, it's meteorologist Glenn Burns, and now I'm excited with the sunshine inside my home. It's bigger and brighter thanks to my Infinity from Marvin fiberglass windows from North Georgia Replacement Windows. They're not big and bulky like vinyl composite windows. Fiberglass is stronger with narrower frames that brighten your home with more daylight and bigger views.
Infinity from Marvin Replacement Windows, yeah!
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not going to cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Congratulations are in order for Larry McDonald of Kennesaw, Georgia. Picked up 2 tickets to see Dave Matthews. We don't know yet if the band is there, but Dave will be there. Wednesday, June 25th at Ameris Bank Amphitheater.
They're striking on him.
I don't know about that. Tickets are on sale now at livenation.com. Dr. Joe, where can people find Dr. Joe if they need Dr. Joe?
I'm right here in the studio.
Well, not right now.
Oh,
I mean, in
like
general.
in the future. Okay.
Yes, if you're having a health issue or something
Yes.
like that.
Well, Sunday nights, 8 to 10. Of course, I do my show here on WSB. Love to have you call in with your health questions. My website is drjoe.com. We have over 4,000 hours of archived information.
I've listened to all of them.
He does. My biggest fan.
I have. I have listened to all of them. I comment on them.
Yes, he does.
I share them with my friends.
Yes,
I've listened to one.
I've transcribed all of them.
He doesn't know I work here, Jared. You know?
No.
He's like,
I sit at home and with pencil, I write them out.
This is so important.
Fax them
I love
away.
this, yes. So drjoe.com. If you have any health questions, you can send it through my website. You can search the website. Follow me on social media, Dr. Joe Esposito. Podcast, Dr. Joe for the health of it.
Sure.
And if you want to make an appointment, we have offices in Marietta, Duluth, and Stockbridge because I want to be your doctor.
Are they on the Beltline?
They're not yet. But
so you're never going to see Jared. Do we have one more story?
We sure do. Wellness apparently is turning people into right-wing conspiracy theorists. Dr. Joe?
That's not true. It might be. Yes.
I feel like we'll have to unpack.
Dr. MAGA?
I like that. I'll be Dr. MAGA from here. No, Maha. Dr. Maha, yeah.
Yes. I feel like we'll have to unpack that with the conspiracy news desk and George Clark here in a little bit.
Yeah, that's George's Harris.
Again, bizarre headline. Excited to hear what he has to say about it. But apparently, apple cider vinegar has become America's wellness obsession. Why is that happening?
Because it tastes so good.
Why?
I
It's
do
being
not
used
like.
I don't like the taste of it at
Yes,
all.
I don't like tart, but I'll tell you what,
good
man,
for you.
It's amazing. It stabilizes blood sugar.
Okay.
So if you're drinking, it's a good thing to have. So it stabilizes your blood
You
sugar.
can dilute it with water.
You can dilute it with water.
What,
yeah.
Autumn?
Nothing. I didn't say
Oh,
anything.
I thought I
Okay,
heard
yeah.
her say something.
Okay.
Go ahead. I'm here.
Stabilizes blood sugar, so it's really a key, especially for diabetics. Any type of vinegar. Actually, anything with acetic acid will stabilize blood sugar, but apple cider vinegar is the best. It's actually the only vinegar that becomes alkaline in your body. The other vinegars stay acid, but apple cider vinegar converts into an alkaline
So it's
ash,
like a
called.
battery?
It's like a battery, exactly right. It gives you energy.
Awesome.
It has probiotics in it, good bacteria,
Okay.
especially if you're taking things like steroids or something like that.
Now, isn't there just one brand of this that you're supposed to get? It has the mother in it.
Well,
what is the mother?
The mother is the bacteria that actually causes the fermentation. Bragg's was independent; they got bought up by a big company. So Bragg's is a big one. Sprouts has one with mother in it. But so there's anything that has like stuff floating around in it is actually
Anything
good.
that looks like it's gross is
Yes,
probably going to be
that's the good one.
the better option.
And
Yeah.
actually, it actually increases your stomach acid. Most of us have too little stomach acid, not too much.
I need a lot more.
So are we supposed to take a shot of apple cider vinegar? Or
About
are we
a shot,
supposed-
yeah, a couple of tablespoons a day is good, but you
Yeah.
can just put it on a salad. You can mix it with water, however you want to get it in
Okay.
your system.
Yeah. I would rather put it in my
Yeah.
salad than just like have a shot glass of apple
Put it on
cider
your
vinegar.
pancakes.
Yeah, my grandparents used to put it in their soup because it would stimulate the stomach. They didn't realize it stimulate stomach acid, and it would cut down the gas and digest the proteins better.
All right. Thank you, Dr. Joe. Checking on a crash on 285 on the west side is our own Andrew Seco.
We've been watching this one for a little while now, Tim. 285 south, the outer loop as you get towards Bolton Road, exit number 13. We are still in that right lane with this long-standing trouble spot, really doing something to the right as you head through Marietta. The brake light's already on a 75 proper as you pass the North Loop. North Marietta Parkway, exit number 265. Pack your patience. Plan for some extra commute time on your way through Smyrna, Vining, circling the rest of the city. In and out of Sandy Springs through Dunwoody, 285 east and westbound. You're jammed from Riverside Drive down towards I-85. On the northeast side, as you keep going through here, you're going to be sitting in brake lights all the way towards Memorial Drive. That's exit number 41. And let's take another look at the Midtown downtown story. How's it looking now, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it remains jammed 75-85 northbound starting at Langford Parkway getting to 10th Street. 75 southbound seeing the brake lights start at Moores Mill Road, and 85 southbound seeing delay starting at the Georgia 400 merge getting to I-20. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system maker model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Mike Rowe here with a quick question. Is your concrete sinking? Whether it's your driveway, sidewalk, or patio, those uneven surfaces are not just ugly, they're dangerous. That's where AquaGuard comes in, a groundworks company. They use state-of-the-art concrete lifting solutions to prevent tripping hazards. Schedule your free inspection at aquaguard.net/row. And while you're there, check out my latest dirty job. It's a good one.
Licensed in all states where work is performed. See website for details.
How easy is it to save energy and money in 30 seconds? Let's count the ways. Power down unused devices. Swap out traditional bulbs for LEDs. Adjust your thermostat for the season. Change your air filter. Move furniture away from your vents. And turn off the lights when you leave a room. Georgia Power's more than just your power company. We're your saving sidekick. Get started at georgiapower.com/energy efficiency today. Ready, set, save.
Storm season officially here, friends, and it wreaks havoc on your house and your roof. It's Mark Aram here. If you truly want peace of mind about your roof, and for many years to come, ask Dr. Roof about their lifetime warranty. Dr. Roof's warranty means they have your roof covered for the lifetime of your roof, and if anything comes up, Dr. Roof will take care of it. You never have to worry about a thing. They stand behind it since they've been in business for over 35 years. Now that is peace of mind. All the info online at drroof.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
School's out, so traffic is down, but your guard should still be up. Smile and Mark McKay for John Foy & Associates, the strong arm. Summer road trips, running errands, and team drivers could lead to more wrecks. Been hit and hurt? Call the strong arm. 0 cost until they win. JohnFoy.com.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 5:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio, news sponsored by Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Our top story is the U.S. considers military action against Iran. Iran's supreme leader issues a warning on state TV today. He's heard speaking through a translator.
The harm that the U.S. will suffer from this will be much more than the harm that Iran will have to tolerate.
And happening now, President Trump meets with his national security team as he continues to weigh his options.
The president says it's not too late for Iran to give up its nuclear program. As for whether the U.S. will get involved,
I may do it, I may not do it. I mean, nobody knows what I'm going to do.
The president posted on social media yesterday the words unconditional surrender and was asked to clarify today.
That means I've had it. Okay, I've had it, I give up, no more. Then we go blow up all the nuclear stuff.
Iran's supreme leader has said his country will not bow to Trump's demands. Linda Kenyon, CBS News, the White House.
80 degrees in Atlanta, hit or miss showers and storms through this evening. When does it dry out and heat up? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Atlanta Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says the department is working overtime to keep the city safe this summer. He says officers have confiscated over 1,400 guns.
Taking them out of the hands of felons, out of gang members' hands, drug dealers' hands, making sure those guns will never, ever be fired in a park of our city, in any of our 245 neighborhoods.
He says the summer safety effort includes an air unit keeping an eye on the streets. A man is dead. A bystander is injured after a shooting in Norcross. Gwinnett County Police Corporal Ryan Winderweedle says it happened on Dawson Boulevard just off I-85 in Jimmy Carter.
The victim is identified as an Andre Jones, a 29-year-old out of Norcross.
A bystander is also hurt in the leg and is recovering. Police are searching for the shooter and working to determine a motive for the shooting. A father is found guilty by a Fulton County jury in the death of his 4-year-old child.
Rodney McWee has been standing trial since December 2023 when he was arrested for the death of his 4-year-old daughter, Treasure, who was found not breathing or alert when emergency crews were called to their home on Renfrew Court. Now a Fulton County jury has found the dad guilty on all counts, including murder, cruelty to children, kidnapping, and false imprisonment for starving the child to death. No specific sentencing date has been set just yet, but the judge is expected to sentence McWee within the next 30 days. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
Karen Reed is greeted by cheers after she's found not guilty in the murder of her Boston cop boyfriend in 2022.
Number one is I could not be standing here without these amazing supporters who have supported me and my team financially and, more importantly, emotionally for almost 4 years.
A Massachusetts jury finds Reed did not hit John O'Keefe with her SUV after a night of drinking. She was found guilty of driving under the influence. And now a WSB Money update. The Federal Reserve is leaving interest rates unchanged. CBS Money analyst Jill Schlesinger says borrowers are the losers here.
I have a credit card balance. That credit card balance, the average interest rate, is over 21%. I go get a new car, 8%. That's a lot.
It's the Fed's 4th consecutive meeting without cutting rates.
A new roundabout is coming to an intersection in the city of South Fulton in an effort to cut down on the number of deadly crashes.
The intersection of Butner and Union Roads is known as a dangerous spot for drivers and pedestrians, and City Council member Carmelita Gum says the new $4.4 million roundabout should provide some life-saving relief.
I live close to the area. I hear the crashes that have taken place, and we've done a lot to try to really keep our residents safe. So this is a long time coming. We're happy to see it.
The project's funded by a special local option sales tax for transportation and also includes new wider sidewalks, curbs, and drainage. Jennifer Perry, 95.5 WSB.
It's now 5:34. This news sponsored by Findlay Roofing. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Still watching the drama through Midtown, downtown. The brake lights making it really tough. 75, 85 north and southbound. As you're leaving East Point, before you hit the connector, you'll see the brake lights passing Langford Parkway, jammed up to 17th Street. Seeing the delays on 485 and 75 proper. Heading southbound, you are just sitting in brake lights nonstop all the way down towards I-20. Bit of a tough one through here. Some new trouble leaving Brookhaven Road and Powell. Let us know of this one. Crash causing some delays. We're 85 north. We're between Shallowford Road and Chamblee Tucker Road. Exit numbers 93 and 94. Already seen the brake lights filling in. Plan for some extra commute time. Keep a sharp eye out as you approach 285 from here. And it looks like we're still slowing and going. 400 northbound might have something new jamming you up. Extra brake lights we usually don't see this point in the afternoon. Northbound just before you hit Holcomb Bridge Road, exit number 7. Looks like we're still dealing with this long-standing crash. 285 on the west side, Kobe Dawkins.
And it's 285 southbound right before Highway 78, exit 12. Crash continues to block one right lane, causing some delays back into Sandy Springs. Traffic from the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms moving through. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, some of which may produce damaging wind gusts, high 89. Starting to dry out on Friday, partly cloudy, high 91. Heating up on Saturday, high 92. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 93. Temperatures climbing to the mid to upper 90s by the middle of next week.
Just a few scattered rain showers now on Storm Tracker radar. 73 in Doraville, 72 in Smyrna, 87 in Stockbridge. More news at 6 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Yeah, about 12, 13 years ago, I remember sitting in the house watching TV when I noticed that one of the walls looked different. It was a darker shade than the rest of the walls. Upon further investigation, it was soft and wet to the touch. You know, not having any plumbing in that area, there's only one real explanation. My roof was leaking.
Dave Baker for Findlay Roofing, the roof guys.
So I needed a new roof. Like any major repair for my house, I checked out a bunch of companies. Only one company passed all my criteria, though, Findlay Roofing, the roof guys. Findlay Roofing was the perfect match when it came to getting a new roof. Turned out they really are the extra effort experts. They treated my home like it was their own, tearing off the old shingles, installing new ones. They were neat and cleaned everything up, and I didn't pay anything until the job was complete. Right now, Findlay is offering upfront pricing, 0% financing, and a free roof analysis. When it comes to roofing issues, think of Findlay first. See them on the web at findlayroofing.com.
The guaranteed offer from Mark Spain Real Estate is the easiest way to sell your home. Now you can save time and make the most money and eliminate all hassles this summer. Hey, Sean Hannity, Mark Spain Real Estate can sell your home with the strongest all-cash offer in the industry and help you move on your timeline. With over 67,000 satisfied clients, you can trust the most experienced real estate team in the U.S. to sell your home fast. Go to markspain.com and start packing.
Steel Horse Law knows your bike is made of steel, but your heart is made of gold. SteelHorseLaw.com.
Does it seem like it's getting louder and louder? Yeah, that's not supposed to happen. That noise is your garage door crying for help. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage and Entry Doors. Our highly trained technicians provide 24/7 service, upfront pricing, and free estimates. We service all major brands. Our products are warranted, and our work is guaranteed. We will treat you like our only customer. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 seasonsgarages.com.
Kind of lost track of what I was doing, Jared Yamamoto. You were distracting me with those good looks. We were scheming behind the scenes. Speaking of schemes, let's do this.
Bigfoot, the Loch Ness Monster, aliens, dinosaurs, the mud flood, chemtrails.
What do you think tap water is?
Fluoride.
I think fluoride is
A poison?
That turned the friggin' frogs gay.
It's the Conspiracy News Desk with our resident conspiracy theorist, George Clark.
So, George, I got to ask right out the gate. We just talked with Dr. Joe here. Is wellness turning people into right-wing conspiracy theorists? Is that true?
It is for me.
Is it true, George? You don't have to give all the details if you don't want to, but I mean, is it true? Is there some truth to this?
That's what this young woman that writes for The Independent is alleging. She says wellness is turning people into right-wing conspiracy theorists, and here's how. As the surge of new age influencers perpetuate right-wing ideologies swarm the internet, wellness has become a gateway to conspiracy.
Did you say new age?
She's kind of conflating a lot.
I wouldn't think that new agers would be conspiracy theorists. Autumn, did you want to weigh in there? Because I know you're a new ager.
Well,
yes.
it just seems like another way to
clickbait.
It's difficult, right? Because you can, there's a spectrum of crunchy.
Yeah.
You know, like you
the
could
crunchy
say,
spectrum.
The crunchy spectrum, and I think that maybe just like what we talked about with the vaccine for COVID. Mm-hmm. It's like it doesn't make you an anti-vaxxer because you're a little suspicious of a fast-tracked vaccine.
Yeah.
So
it
maybe doesn't mean that you're a right or left, whatever. It doesn't mean anything. It could just mean like you're a little suspicious.
So maybe the premise of this article is maybe to say that if you question anything, you're a nut job.
Yeah. Reading this article, that's the conclusion I came to.
Yeah.
Yeah. So it starts off. It talks about this young woman, Kelly Brogan, I believe, and she got into holistic psychology, and she began to take the colloidal silver, and she was.
Well, that's not a good idea.
She was working out too much. She became anorexic, not eating enough food. And then they kind of conflate that, like, her conspiratorial thinking led her to live a lifestyle that was unhealthy.
Did she turn into a Smurf?
Well, she passed away, unfortunately.
Oh, that is sad. Yeah. But people who take that,
yeah, she did. She turned blue.
That was that Mother God documentary.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and then it goes on to say, do you have a friend that's gotten healthy and into CrossFit or something like that, and then started talking about conspiracies? Or
I've heard that people have said that CrossFit turns you into a right-wing conservative nut job. I don't know. I just think it makes you healthy, and I know plenty of people who do it who aren't any of those things.
It's almost like working out and seeing objective results might lead you to think objectively about other things.
Well, yeah, and you might not go along with the herd.
Yeah, exactly. Or you see people go to the doctor and they get on all these medications. They're still unhealthy.
Yes.
You ask yourself, what the heck's going on here? Maybe
should I start crossfitting? I'm 79.
Yeah.
Probably not a good idea. Senior CrossFit.
I think the big thing with anybody that's getting involved in wellness, especially if you haven't been well for most of your life or you're just thinking about getting into working out and stuff, is that everybody's bodies are so drastically different, and the wants and needs of your body are going to be different based on each person. It's going to be incredibly different. Like some people will be like, "Oh, CrossFit works for me," and that's great, but it might not work for you. And they might,
I got bad knees.
Maybe yoga is better for you, but then yoga might not do anything for the CrossFit guy. It's just
well, don't you think yoga and things like yoga and things like Tai Chi are things that most people can do. You can get your flexibility back by doing yoga and doing it right. You don't just watch it on YouTube and do it that way.
Hey, some people that's all right.
Oh, I know we can't afford it, and then you have the Tai Chi, which again is working your joints and working your muscles, but it's not too hard on your body. So
see, I find workouts like that. I guess aerobics. Would you put that in the same category?
Aerobics calisthenics is different from yoga. I mean, from aerobics, but aerobics is a hard workout.
Sure.
So if you don't have good joints, you can't do aerobics.
I found that if I do yoga or if I do anything in the yoga sphere, then
start reading Mein Kampf.
Yeah, immediately start reading that. I don't feel like I get
not a good book.
The correct kind of workout. Unlike other things,
it's not a workout. It's about joint movement or like being connected to your body.
Sure.
It's about and the term holistic has been sort of
hijacked.
Hijacked by weirdos. And it doesn't have to be like it's a whole look at your body. It's not just that I need to make my heart pump. It's not that I need to lose weight or get stronger or whatever. It's about moving your body, connecting to your body, keeping things flexible, making sure that like as you get older, you can like squat down and pick something up without going like,
Yeah, and we've kind of seen that, like what was framed as woo-woo before the pandemic and was kind of associated with leftism or hippies or something like that.
Yeah, that's not that anymore.
And then
how
the
it
pandemic
switched.
happened, and now it's like a right-wing thing to be healthy.
Actually, we should just not think about these things as labeled at all.
Right, because
They
all
should
these
just
all
be things.
Yes, all of these stories and all these articles are designed to, and we talk about this all the time, get you to click and fight.
Well, and it just gets you back track on going to the doctor, getting your pharma, pills, and that's. I
Yeah.
mean,
well, you should do that anyway. I mean, you should go to the doctor.
Right,
Get
I'm
on
not saying
pills.
you shouldn't go to the doctor, but I think that's what these articles kind of aim to do, is to make you think like, oh, if you're not going to the doctor or you're questioning vaccines, then you might be crazy. Like maybe you get back, on track and go to the doctor and get your vaccines.
Yeah, you get Crossfidia. You can get that drug right there.
That's I saw that on CNN a few minutes ago. I can join a band now. What else do you have, George?
Yeah,
do we have
so
time for one more?
Well,
here?
good. I'm glad that we got some truth out of that one, because we, you could tell we put Dr. Joe on the spot with that.
Nah, I can't weigh in on that. I got people on both sides.
You can be healthy and think whatever way you want. And
Right.
just being healthy
Right.
doesn't make you a right-wing conspiracy.
Amen, George. Amen.
So, and when we get back, we'll delve in to the year of doom, 2025, same as 1941? ?
Oh boy.
Social media thinks that's creepy and maybe a sign.
Yeah, but they didn't have, the internet. Andrew Seco says he is circling the city around 285.
And we're still looking at those heavy delays leaving 285 southbound, the outer loop as you leave I-75 down towards the I-20 area. Got that crash long-standing one on the right lane, 285 southbound at Bolton Road, exit number 13. We're still cooked all the way back towards I-75 here. Allow for some extra time, and it's not looking any better as you're leaving Sandy Springs. 285 west just stacked and packed in, leaving 400. On your way towards the home of the Braves as you leave Doraville on the Interloop 285 eastbound. Nothing but brake lights and slow speeds from Buford Highway down to the Stone Mountain Freeway, exit number 39. By the airport on the south side, looking okay, but we do have some brake lights on and off that pedal. 285 eastbound, passing Hartsfield Jackson on your way to I-75 through Forest Park. Taking another quick look of I-20, here's Kobe Dawkins.
And 20 westbound on the west side, seeing you on and off the brakes leaving I-25, getting into Douglasville. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
Israel strikes Iran's nuclear sites and military leaders while Iran counters with drones.
We've got it covered.
The president encourages Iran to, quote, make a deal before there is nothing left and save what was once known as the Iranian Empire.
Tune in often for the latest.
If there are any of these groups in the United States, I can pretty much guarantee you they've been infiltrated by the FBI.
95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Strange noises in your attic? Those critters are not leaving without a fight. The Breda Wildlife Guarantee keeps you protected at no additional cost.
Breda, no need to be afraid of bugs.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Is your old garage door a real clunker? Overhead Door Company of Atlanta is paying cash for your clunkers now. They'll haul away your old garage door and give you instant credit towards the new insulated doors. $200 for the first garage door and $100 for each additional door. Get $200 cash for your old entry door, too. It's cashed for clunkers now at Overhead Door Company of Atlanta. Convenient, free, in-home estimates. Schedule online at overheaddooratlanta.com or call 404-USA Door.
When everyone in the family wants something different from this year's vacation, there's only one thing to do. Plan for Pigeon Forge. From gorgeous mountain views, shows, and shopping for leisure lovers to coasters, a 200-foot swing, and hundreds more rides for adventure seekers. Plus Dollywood's epic array of fun. There's plenty of variety for the whole family, all in one place. Unique experiences, quality time, and memories for years to come. Find your personal favorites. Plan your getaway at mypigeonforge.com.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to healthcare, and that is MediShare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with MediShare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about MediShare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And MediShare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you could save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
Well, I bet it is safe to say you are sick and tired of home services companies that don't show up on time, don't get it right, ghost you then when you need them later. Hey, it's Chris Chandler. I don't have to worry about any of that because I only trust TE Certified Electrical Plumbing, Heating, and Cooling. TE Certified is a well-oiled machine with the highest level of communication and follow-up. They're on time, friendly, and fully stocked.
TE Certified, we love your home.
All right. I do believe George was teasing us in the last segment with the Year of Doom. What is this conspiracy theory, and does it come from TikTok?
Yeah, it says here that it's kind of blown up on TikTok and Twitter lately. So the calendar for this year matches the calendar of 1941.
Okay.
That's basically the gist of the conspiracy. And so in that year, with 1941, Pearl Harbor happened. We got pulled into World War II.
So watch out for Jared on December 7th.
Watch out for Jared.
Well, yeah, because the
Pearl
Japanese
Harbor.
side, yeah.
Ah, yes, of course, yeah. So, so they're thinking, we're getting, I guess, there's mirrored things. We're getting pulled into a war in the Middle East now. So that they think some big stuff's going to happen because big stuff happened in 1941. And
What is it? Mark Twain said history doesn't repeat, it rhymes, or it often rhymes. But by 1941, World War II had been going on for 2 years.
Yeah, because remember, it started in Europe, and we were late to get in.
38.
Yeah. Well, I mean, the war with Hamas has been going on for 2 years, but now you're
That's
thinking,
been going on forever.
Well, since October 7th, it's heated up.
I'm just trying to dispel.
Don't argue with TikTok and Twitter.
I can't. Well, I'm not arguing with George, but I am arguing with the premise of this Year of Doom.
Yeah, I agree. Obviously that's just a coincidence, and it happened. I'm sure there's a ton of years that match up with the 2025. Should have looked it up, but that happens. I bought my friend a calendar because he's a big Frank Frazetta fan. I got him a calendar. Frank Frazetta. He's an artist.
Okay.
Draws like fantasy art.
Sure.
And it's a calendar from 1997, but I bought it for him for 2025 because it just happens to match up because, the first day starts.
Oh, and 97 was an insane year,
yeah,
too.
so,
Was it?
No,
Get out of here. The TikTok conspiracy that I saw the other day that really piques my interest, and I should have put it in there, is that pandas aren't real and that they were genetically created by the Chinese a couple hundred years ago. And the premise is, if pandas are real, why aren't they on the Chinese zodiac, but dragons are? So that's one I think you need to dive into, George.
I'll have to look into that.
Not the Year of Doom.
We'll find out dragons are real, pandas are fake, and much more.
Dragons are real. All right, one more story.
All right, we've got a headline from the Daily Mail. Are you a flat earther? You're probably arrogant. People who believe in conspiracy theories are massively overconfident, study finds.
Would you consider yourself massively overconfident there, George Clark?
No, I think you think against the grain. People think that means you're arrogant. I think, I don't agree with every scientist or,
I think
I think it's the arrogancy. Is that a word?
Arrogancy. Just arrogance.
Arrogance.
Yeah, it comes from not having any doubt that this thing is definitely this way.
Yes.
And only I and a very small group of people know it.
Yes.
That's where the arrogant comes. But if you just say hey, maybe this is the case. Do we know? We're not really sure.
Don't you think that there may be a humility in questioning things and not just accepting.
Well, to that point, but what Autumn is saying, and she makes a very good point. If you say, well, this looks interesting, maybe this is true, and you don't dive into it and then start demanding that people believe what you're saying is real, well, that's where the arrogance comes from.
I remember, I have a good story about this because I lived my junior year. I had 2 random roommates. I had one roommate I knew very well, and then 2 random roommates because of a situation in our apartment building. And one of the random roommates we got moved into was he was a weed dealer, and so he would deal weed.
So you never ran out.
But he was also a big-time conspiracy theorist, and he believed flat Earth. He believed in Illuminati. He believed in all the different conspiracy theories. And what he would do to kind of lead into this study, well, why I agree with it here, is not only would he trap you in his room while we were partaking together,
lock you up,
but basically he's like, but he would try to convince you.
Would he berate you for not believing?
Yeah, exactly. He would berate me for not believing that the Earth is flat. He would show me all these videos. He's like, "Look, man, you got to check this out. You've got to."
Well, no wonder he's a conspiracy theorist. He's high all the time watching YouTube videos.
Yeah.
And he never went to class. Never went to class at all. I mean, we were all going to class. I'm like,
all right, so this person's a loser,
now
and
he's
not
a CEO,
just an arrogant
right?
person.
But now he's a CEO of some major corporation because that's what happens.
He owns a weed distillery thing.
Moved out to Oregon
with the Illuminati talk. But so it was always a catch. So you would be able to. It was nice to have a very convenient store right there for you. But at the same time, though, it was a catch because you had to hear
the Illuminati talk is fun. If you're talking about flat Earth, you're dumb. Because it's so obvious that it's
arrogant
round.
of you.
Yeah, how arrogant.
I don't need to be. I'm not even being arrogant. You are dumb if you believe in the flat Earth because there are satellites. So much has to be a lie, and you get to be scammed by everybody from NASA all the way down to your science teacher in high school.
You small-minded fool.
Well, maybe it is flat. Maybe you're just saying.
Flat earthers say that all information is only carried through wires, and that's obvious.
Okay,
and I'm like,
flat earther equals dumb, and I'm arrogant about that. Andrew Seco is getting you home through the northern suburbs.
Let's start with 75 north and south through Kennesaw, Marietta. A little bit of volume, not as bad as we usually see it. Just a couple extra brake lights. 75 north and southbound. 575 seeing them all the way up through Woodstock towards Highway 92. On 75, you're on and off the brakes north and southbound from Canton Road down towards 285. 400 crowd again leaving Sandy Springs. Then you're on and off the brakes approaching the Roswell area. Might have something holding you up towards Mansell Road. Exit number 7 going to pour through some jam cams through here. And the always busy sector 85 right there at 285. I have a crash off to the Gore getting past Chamblee Tucker Road. Exit 94. Elsewhere, just sitting in some volume northbound on and off that pedal, leaving 285 on your way up to the Sewanee Duluth area as you leave 316. The brake lights catch you again at Old Peachtree Road, exit 109. Kobe Dawkins with a look at through Midtown downtown.
And it remains slow, 75-85 northbound, seeing the brake lights pack in at Langford Parkway, getting to 10th Street. And southbound rides, those brake lights starting before the downtown merge, getting to I-20. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Every year for the 4th of July, my family invites over friends, and I get a big box of burgers and Franks from Omaha Steaks, and we grill out. It's going to be the same this year. Right now, for the 4th of July sale, you can get 50% off site-wide at Omaha Steaks. Just like me, I don't get a special. I take the discount as well, and you can use the promo code ERIC at checkout and get an extra $45 off. So it's already 50% off site-wide, and then you put in ERIC as your promo code, and you get $45 extra off, minimum order required. You get unparalleled quality from Omaha Steaks. It's deliciousness. Get the burgers, get the gourmet jumbo franks. You can get the sides, everything you need. You can even get steaks. We do this every year. It's become a family tradition. Start your own family tradition with Omaha Steaks. Again, 50% off site-wide right now. And if you go to omahasteaks.com, with the 50% off site-wide, you get an extra $45 off if you use ERIC, E-R-I-C-K, at checkout. omahasteaks.com.
That's you, looking at your garage door. And you're wondering, if it gets windy, just how much can this door take? 20 miles an hour? 30 miles an hour? Sure, if we get a little wind, your buddy says if you back the car up against it just right, you can probably save it. But what's your clever plan the next time we get a storm with a name? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Storm-rated doors are built to withstand heavy winds, even if your building codes aren't there yet. It's like the door to the safe that protects your whole house. Stronger materials, heavy-duty motors and springs to handle the weight, and reinforced struts to keep it from bowing out in the wind. How do I know it won't bow? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're prepared the next time a storm with a name comes sailing across the Gulf of Mo.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Right now, Beaver Toyota of Cumming is loaded with fresh inventory, and they're offering huge savings, low financing, and all the Beaver benefits. See them on the web at beavertoyotacumming.com. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming, the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
Hi, it's Wes Moss. And at my firm, Capital Investment Advisors, we believe retirement planning is a blend of smart investing and savvy tax planning. That's why our dedicated team of CPAs is looking to expand. If you're a CPA or know a tax accountant looking to join a growing team who balances a passion for excellent work with an engaging office environment, reach out to us at yourwealth.com/join our team. We'd love to meet you.
Visit my friends at Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort. This is Scott Slade. They specialize in exquisite handcrafted fine jewelry and natural mined diamonds, never mass-produced. It's where I've been doing business for over 25 years. Tara Fine Jewelry Company in Beaufort.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
News, weather,
traffic.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's news and talk.
At 6 o'clock, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by Mark Spain Real Estate. Our top local story, new reward money in a shooting that killed a 12-year-old boy in southwest Atlanta last week.
We are increasing this reward to up to $15,000, really with the hopes that someone with the knowledge of this case will just come forward and do the right thing.
Sergeant Demetrius Campbell says a 19-year-old is in custody, but police believe more people were involved. Atlanta police announcing today they are taking extra steps to crack down on crime in the city this summer.
Police Chief Darren Shearbaum says the department's efforts to fight crime have been successful, with overall crime down 10% since this time last year and homicides alone down 33%. During the summer months, he says it's all hands on deck.
Your police department, as I said, is not going to take a vacation this summer. We're going to tackle gun violence, we're going to tackle auto thefts, and we are going to tackle street racing throughout the city. Don't bring that here.
He says residents will notice the police presence with mounted patrols and bike patrols in the city's parks and an increased use of the department's air unit. Jonathan O'Brien, 95.5 WSB.
81 degrees in Atlanta, scattered showers and storms through this evening. Will there be a repeat tomorrow, and when does it turn really hot? Meteorologist Christina Edwards has Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast coming up. Speaking in the Oval Office this afternoon, President Trump is asked what he wants to see happen in the Israel-Iran war.
Ending it as soon as you can would be good.
If the U.S. does get involved, CBS News national security consultant Jeff McCausland says Iran will likely retaliate against U.S. forces in the Middle East.
We have 40,000 troops roughly in the region, and as soon as you strike Fordo, you've put all those people on a bullseye.
President Trump is meeting with his national security team today as he considers his options. All new at 6 o'clock, a former Metro Atlanta post office employee is arrested for stealing from unopened mail.
Police in Holly Springs say they work with officials from the U.S. Postal Service to arrest a 50-year-old Douglasville man that they say was stealing money and gift cards from unopened mail. Calvin T. Jones worked as a clerk at the Holly Springs Service Center, and according to the Inspector General's investigation, it revealed that he'd stolen cash and gift cards from sealed envelopes on multiple occasions. He's currently facing 3 charges, including exploitation of an elder and theft by taking. Michelle Wright, 95.5 WSB.
Now, WSB Money Update. The cost of borrowing holds steady after today's decision from the Federal Reserve. One locally economics expert is reacting to the Fed's decision.
Kennesaw State University economics professor Roger Tutterow says President Trump's ever-changing tariff policies had the Fed worried.
They acknowledged that a little bit of concern that inflationary pressures are still not eliminated.
Trump wants the Fed to cut interest rates in half to spur investment and calls Fed Chair Jerome Powell, quote, stupid for not doing it.
There's always been a relationship between the White House and the Federal Reserve that can be occasionally tricky.
The Fed did signal that quarter-point rate drops are coming later this year. Steve Summers, 95.5 WSB.
A warning today from Cobb County about a letter that looks official, claiming a company will file your property tax appeal if you pay a fee. County spokesman Ross Cavett says the process is free.
Our worry is that people will misrepresent these mailings and believe that there actually is a fee to file an appeal and go through this company and pay their fee in order to get their appeal filed.
Cavett says you can even call and get assistance with your appeal from someone in the tax commissioner's office at no charge. An arrest is made after a woman's body is found in Newton County. Deputies are called to woods off Stevenson Road in Covington this afternoon.
We are investigating for the motive, but we do know that the suspect and victim didn't know each other.
Sheriff spokesperson Caitlin Jett says they're trying to determine how the woman died. A Spanish-language journalist arrested during a protest last week in Metro Atlanta is now in ICE custody and could face deportation. Mario Guevara has a large following on social media. He was live streaming when he was arrested as a large group of people started walking on Chamblee Tucker Road heading toward I-285. Guevara has been released from the DeKalb County Jail where he was detained after his arrest. He's an immigrant from El Salvador. It is now 6:04. The Von Hessler Doctrine continues in less than 2 minutes. But right now it's live team coverage of traffic and weather. Triple Team Traffic begins with Andrew Seco.
Starting to thin out in and around the Metro Atlanta area. Rain seems to be gone for the time being, and it's looking like we're responding very well to that. Our usual busiest spot of the connector, it is still busy, mind you, but it's looking a whole lot better. Northbound still slow out of East Point, but it breaks free as soon as you hit Freedom Parkway. Southbound still dealing with the delays in 85 proper, but they let you go as you get towards MLK Junior Drive. That's exit number 248A. Taking a look up through the Norcross area, still have the crash off to the Gore. 85 northbound north of Chamblee Tucker Road, exit 94, adding a couple extra brake lights with the onlooker delays approaching 285. And it looks like we have a little bit of trouble in and out of the Dunwoody area. Local officials telling me down power lines, Valley View Road near Chamblee Dunwoody Road. Bit of a tough scene right there. You may want to avoid the area. You can take Ashford Center Parkway or Mount Vernon Road. Let's circle the city with the help of Kobe Dawkins.
I'm tracking some better news on the west side, 285 southbound, the outer loop before Highway 78, exit 12. Earlier crash has cleared, and those delays back into Sandy Springs are starting to improve. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast, sponsored by Shoemate, the official air conditioning of Atlanta. Here's meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms moving through. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, some of which may produce damaging wind gusts, high 89. Starting to dry out on Friday, partly cloudy, high 91. Heating up on Saturday, high 92. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 93. Temperatures climbing to the mid to upper 90s by the middle of next week.
Just some scattered rain showers now around the metro area on Storm Tracker radar. Some rain moving into the West Metro at this hour into Douglas County and approaching Cobb County. It is now 80 in Brazelton, 78 in Marietta, 85 in McDonough. More news at 6:30. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Wow, we made it. It is hour 4 of the Von Hessler Doctrine. Thank you, Bill Caiaccio, for those 4 fingers. And I think we're going to do trending.
Yeah.
What's trending?
Well, actor and former California Governor Arnold Schwarzenegger experienced some pushback from The View hosts during his Tuesday morning appearance after stating this.
But the key thing also is at the same time that we got to do things legal. That is the important thing, you know. So you got to do things legal, and those people that are doing illegal things in America and that are foreigners, they are not smart. Because when you come to America, you're a guest, and you have to behave like a guest. Like when I go to someone's house and I'm a guest, then I will do everything I can to keep things clean and to make my bed and to do everything that is the right thing to do, rather than committing a crime or being abusive or something like that.
Now, did Whoopi's head explode?
Yes, she was. They were pretty surprised by it. Again, all the stories that are out now are that he's facing backlash for saying that.
For what? For being honest?
I don't understand why that's. What is he implying? Are they saying that he's implying that everyone here illegal is a criminal?
I hope not, because that isn't what he's saying at all.
No, it's not what he's saying at all.
And the crowd agreed. He got,
I know, he got
applause throughout the whole thing, and they didn't really push back as much as they were just like kind of left stunned.
That's Sunny. How do you say her name? Hostin? Is it Sunny Hostin?
No,
yeah, whatever.
Yeah, Hostin.
She put her hand on his arm to try to like get him to stop talking, and then Whoopi did. Well, not.
You could tell Whoopi and Joy were frustrated with that commentary because
they're not used to it. They're not used to brutal honesty on that garbage show.
And it's a left-wing show. I mean, let's face it. It is a left-wing show, and Arnold Schwarzenegger.
Like, it's pretty wingless, just stupid flightless birds.
And Arnold, I mean, he's a moderate.
If you're going to Airbnb, make sure you don't leave your beer cans everywhere. Don't smoke if they tell you not to smoke.
And don't have sex with the maid.
Well, you can have sex with the maid, but only your own maid. Not if you don't know their maid, then maybe not.
Yes.
But if you have a maid and you're the donkey that you put in your pool with you or the hot tub, screw your freedoms. But if you're coming to the Airbnb, don't leave it a mess.
Yeah, exactly.
So, yes.
Treat it like your own, right?
Treat it like, yes. What does Eric von Nessler say? Leave the campground a little cleaner if you're legally there.
Oh, I didn't know, Arnold. You listen to Eric like that. Wow.
Oh, I love Eric. Ever since he was out in California.
I think what they're. I'm so sorry.
Well, go ahead. I like to be interrupted by you. You're not a maid, are you?
No, I'm not.
Do you want to have a kid?
Oh God, no.
No more kids. Okay,
No,
not
thank you.
interested in you.
Yes, to you.
By the way, if you're an immigrant and you work for me and you're female, we might have a kid.
What were you going to say, Autumn? Oh, did you drop off? What happened?
No, I'm here.
Okay, yeah, you were
Hello?
going to say something. You dropped off.
I don't know why I dropped off. I think they're probably responding to, like I said, what there is a line of thinking, right? That like people who are here illegally are criminals, and they're the ones like ruining cities by the border. And that's not necessarily the case. There are plenty of bad people everywhere.
Yes.
And including the people that come in without documentation.
Mhm.
There are also people that are not doing that and are seeking a better life and sending money back home, and then also staying here and raising their kids here, and then like working really hard. So the fact that they would respond to that in that non-dynamic way is really, I was going to say disappointing, but kind of on par.
Well, what's happening is that you have reality, which is pretty much a moderate thought of morality, a moderate thought of things that are normal and things that are abnormal.
Yeah, most of America's in the middle.
Yes, most of us are here. Most of the immigrants that are here legally, that have become citizens, they all feel the same way. You're welcome to come here, but don't trash things and don't spit on the country.
Well,
He
the
also
reason why
mentioned,
they
hang on, he
left
also mentioned don't burn the flag, don't spit on the flag. We didn't have that clip, but he was also talking about that. Be respectful is what he's saying. When we go to other countries, we don't act ridiculous. And if you move to another country, like I know people that are moving to Portugal and Spain because they want to get out of this country because they think it's Gilead or whatever nonsense that is, and they want to go live someplace else. Well, you're not going to go there and spit all over the Portuguese flag or the Spanish flag. You're going to go there and treat it like it's your new home, and you're going to treat it like it's your actual home. And if you're not a slob who leaves stuff in your yard or like toilets and things like that. But what I'm saying is that what Arnold is saying is not outrageous at all.
Not at all.
And they are programmed on that show that they have to follow whatever the DNC is talking about. Just like if you were on the 5, you'd have to follow, whatever. Maybe the 5 isn't a good example. But if you're on a show that's, right wing, you have to follow their example. And if you deviate from that and do something that's moderate or responsible sounding, then you're going to get floored.
It would be like today, like, at my home office while prepping for the show today, I had Fox on in the background and then CNN on my little TV.
Did they fight each other?
And they were not fighting each other, but Fox was like, they were literally banging the war drums about Iran. They're like,
these are neocon network.
These are all the reasons why you should go, and you're an idiot if you think that, if you're an idiot if you disagree with going to war at all. And they would bring a pundit on that didn't believe in it, and they would just bash. It'd be 3 versus 1, and I had the volume on. I'm like, this is just horrible. And
Murdochs want likes and clicks and eyeballs. In fact, they got to sell the drugs just like CNN does.
Yeah.
The pharmaceutical drugs.
So much like
and the pillows.
With that response from The View is a lot like watching Fox News on this issue here, in my opinion. Like, I wasn't surprised that they were just kind of like, they're like, oh, that's not the talking
And The View
point
didn't used to be that way. The View used to be a show where you would go in and talk, and Barbara Walters was there, and maybe Rosie O'Donnell. And
yeah, but that blonde lady would like, she talked so fast and so much, and she needed to shut up.
What blonde lady? You mean?
That was a blonde lady, Hasselbeck.
Oh, the one that was on the reality show?
Elizabeth Hasselbeck, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, she was on that show, and she was annoying, even though
She was
maybe
annoying.
sometimes she said things that made a little bit of sense. I still couldn't listen to her stupid head.
Well, overall, they weren't political so much, is what I'm
Mm.
saying. Not that they weren't just blah, blah, blah.
Well, what The View has to do, and I don't know if this is a good thing or a bad thing, but what they have figured out is in order for them to get the clicks and get the people to watch them, They have to go viral with these little moments like these, like the Arnold moment here.
Yeah, but older people don't care about that kind of thing. Their audience.
You don't think so?
No, their audience doesn't care. The audience that watches that show, like a regular TV show, they just sit down and watch it.
Yeah, I figured but they're going to be the older crowd, right?
Right,
The older
but they don't have a younger crowd. Find out who's watching that show. You look, anybody under 45, they're not watching that. So what they're seeing is Joy Behar blathering or Whoopi, who I like. So I'm not going to trash her. I think Whoopi's a funny person, and I don't care what her politics are. But they want that sunny chick, or they want to trash
Sunny
people. They want to get that soundbite out. That's not them, though. That's ABC, and that's the producers of the show and Disney. They want all that talk and clicking and blah, 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 which is like everybody else wants.
And I think that they get most of their relevance through that. It's kind of like the SNL model a little bit. I mean, SNL, I think
they have the same problem,
Yeah,
Jared.
very few people watch the full show
Yeah.
live on Saturday night.
Right.
But you see the clips back later, and I feel like with those two shows, The View and SNL, that they're two of the most successful shows of letting the clips drive people back to the content, if that makes the most sense.
Well, yeah, it does. But the people who are sitting up watching Saturday Night Live at 11:30 are people who've always watched it. It's not people, I wonder what the show that my grandparents started watching in 1975 is all about. Those aren't the people. They'll watch the clips, and they'll either think it's funny or it's not.
Yeah,
But
they'll say, "Oh man, Saturday Night Live's funny."
Yeah.
And it's like, do you ever watch it? Like, no.
No,
I see clips.
I saw Bowen Yang. He's really funny because I agree
Yeah.
with him on his identity politics. That's what all these things are. Same with The View, but none of the women on there are, what, young?
No, none of them are young.
So how can they identify with a young audience? It's impossible. Nobody's looking up, boy, that Joy Behar really speaks to me. Nah, she's just an old, crusty, liberal, elite person.
I'd be curious if you looked at I know there's no way to pull the data now, but of the consumption of the shareable clips from The View, I bet half the audience that ends up sharing it later are right-wingers because they're just so
Of course, they know
outraged
that.
about
They
it.
say
It's
it.
put out as rage
Yeah.
bait, and it's more right-wingers that end up
Can you
sharing
believe
it.
this?
And I'm like, can you believe Joy Behar or Whoopi said this? And it's and I bet it's half or over half of them.
Doesn't
are actually on
matter.
that
Shut
side.
up. Watch the show. Listen, if I'm going to have me on with all you ladies that don't stop talking and always interrupting, I just don't. No, let me finish what I'm saying. If you're going to smoke the cigar in the Airbnb or in the country, just don't trash it, especially if you're one of those immigrants. I'm an immigrant, and I've always been great here. I love it.
Yeah, there's a
Made me
good
very
message
rich.
there, Arnold. I
Thank you.
appreciate-
Everybody could be an action hero and weightlifter like me and be rich.
I hope so. I hope that many people strive to have a very similar career path that you've had in this country.
Yeah, make a Terminator movie. Yeah, Terminator from I don't know, maybe he's from Colombia or something like that.
Andrew Seco says he's taken a quick check of $2.85.
Let's circle the city, finding the worst of it leaving Doraville. As always, 285 eastbound, the inner loop jammed, or more sluggish right now. Seeing some brake lights thinning out. Always a good time to get some good news here, but we are still seeing the brake lights heading south on the inner loop, heading towards Memorial Drive, exit number 41, leaving Sandy Springs through Dunwoody, 285 east and westbound. Seeing the brake lights from 75 all the way past the King and Queen building outside 400, and adding to those delays, you see leaving Doraville and leaving 75 towards I-20 on the west side. Brake lights either direction, passing the home of the Braves. On and off that pedal, Cumberland Boulevard all the way down to I-20. That's exit number 10. Speaking of I-20, how are we looking over there, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, 20 eastbound seeing you a little bit sluggish from I-285 getting into Stonecrest, and westbound rides, you're on and off the brakes from Wesley Chapel Road to I-285. And this report is sponsored by the 2025 FIFA Club World Cup. The 2025 FIFA World Cup is coming to Atlanta. Get ready for a global soccer showdown at Mercedes-Benz Stadium. Don't just watch history, be there. Get tickets at FIFA.com/tickets. From the Cool Ray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When the news matters to you.
The FAA says the flight crew was reporting possible smoke in the flight deck.
95.5 WSB has you covered.
Beef prices are going up.
Your 24/7 news source.
They had no ties to a gang, but they were killed by
When
them.
you need the story, all you need to do is listen. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's breaking news station.
Beaver Direct Certified, providing the highest quality vehicles at the very best prices. Every vehicle undergoes rigorous reconditioning with an industry-leading 12-month, 12,000-mile certified warranty. Visit us at BeaverToyotaCumming.com and see why everyone loves Beaver Direct.
This is Scott Slade. When it comes to your engagement ring, there's only one place I'd recommend. Tara Fine Jewelry Company, known for exceptional standards, craftsmanship, and legendary customer service. Tara's passion runs through every design they craft. Engagement rings you'll be proud to gift, cherish, and wear for a lifetime. You fell in love with her because she's unlike any other woman in the world. When it comes to your promise of forever, only a Tara diamond will do. Tara, specializing in diamonds of absolute beauty and legendary customer service since 1985.
You should never need financing for a simple garage door repair, but it's happening here. Out-of-town companies have invaded Atlanta for a cash grab, charging outrageous prices. Hi, I'm Dan Watkins, owner of All Four Seasons Garage, Entry Doors, and Windows. Stay local and stay on budget for every opening of your home. All Four Seasons, trusted in Atlanta for over 25 years, exceptional customer service, and fair, honest pricing. When trust matters, trust us. All the number 4 Seasons Garages.
In St. Pete, Clearwater, you can chill by the crystal clear Gulf.
And stroll downtown St. Pete's galleries and murals.
And hang with the locals on the Skyway Fishing Pier.
And escape to secluded white sand beaches.
Secluded, huh?
Yeah, and they're spectacular.
And then grab a sandwich at the Grouper Capital of the World.
And maybe a nightcap at a rooftop bar with sunset views.
Okay, just a short drive away, you'll find just what you're looking for.
And then some.
Book your summer getaway at visitspc.com.
Protect your liver and give it the support that it deserves by making Active Liver from New Nordic part of your daily wellness routine. Find Active Liver in stores at your local CVS, Meijer Grocery, or online at Amazon or newnordicusa.com.
That's what I said, Jared Yamamoto. I said I don't believe that they really reached out.
Yeah, can we come and speak to Donald Trump at the White House?
That's the Iranian accent. Everybody sounds like Arnold Schwarzenegger.
I like that.
Speaking of Trump, you had a Trump story?
Yeah, apparently
A trending Trump story.
It's trending on X right now. Apparently, Trump is not happy that he hasn't been able to play golf for 3 weeks because of all these threats that have been made around the world.
Let me tell you, the only reason you become president is so you can play golf whenever you want, like golf all weekend long. That's what I'd like to do.
3 weeks? That's a long time.
3
Mr.
weeks
President.
for me. I mean, I like to play golf every week. Why can't I play once every 2 weeks? I don't know, but it's been really busy. And I blame, you know who I blame for all this?
Who?
I blame the No Kings people because obviously I was elected. I'm not a king. They're getting a little crazy. What's going on in Russia? I mean, they're still bombing the hell out of Kyiv.
There's going to be
the hell out of Kyiv.
They are still bombing the hell out of Kyiv, and there's going to be another No Kings rally coming up in July. Did you know that?
No, I don't care about that. You know what? July to me is the 4th of July. 249 years, Jared. And next year it's going to be beautiful. 250. 250. We're putting together the biggest party you've ever seen.
Bigger than what we saw this year?
Way bigger. It's going to be bigger than 1976. Gerald Ford, look out. Here I am. I am here. But let me tell you this, if I could just play golf, I wish JD, really knew what was going on. I'd let him take over something. President needs golf time. Every president played golf, except for the last guy, because, he just sucked.
Yeah, he wasn't able to play golf. Unfortunately, he had trouble walking, so that
Well, he challenged me, remember? He said, I'll take you out in the blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, you can't do it. You can't even
Yeah,
walk.
didn't he say, like, I studied Biden's swing?
Studied his swing. Wow, it's terrible.
Yeah, Biden did challenge him to it.
Yeah.
I'll take him out there.
Oh, that's right. He did during the debates.
We'll do a driving contest. You and I.
I've seen your swing. I've studied it a lot.
Oh, that was the 2020 debate.
Yeah, 2020 debates.
Oh, was
yeah.
it? Okay.
Yeah, those ridiculous when he just yelled at him the whole time and Biden was scared.
Yeah, Biden just didn't have to say anything. It ended up being just Trump talking the entire time.
Sorry you can't play golf, Mr. President, but, there's lots of things going on.
He's very...
I might play golf. I might not play golf. I don't know. We'll see.
He's very upset about it. So, and some people were...
He's motivated to not go to war so that he can play golf.
Hello, BB. It's Don. Yeah, can you hold off on the war? I got a good game going on.
Hold on, I got to hit this drive.
Yeah, I called Zelensky. I said, you can't come here. I'm playing golf.
Maybe if it prevents World War III, I'm for it. Go out there and play
Or
golf.
delays it even by a week.
I hope
Doesn't really matter if it's delayed.
That'd be nice.
If it's going to happen, I guess bring it.
Well, the big one is dropped. No point in asking why or how, but you've got this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Guys, look out.
Yeah.
Just deal, because you can do it. I believe in you.
We'll be ready.
Bye.
We'll have the best people in place to help us.
So the big one is dropped. Nobody knows how or why, but don't worry about it because you can still find a good golf course.
It is scary. I'm getting on my TikTok, I'm getting all of the areas that would be hit in the United States.
Don't look at that stuff.
I
Swipe
know.
away.
I keep trying to. I'm like,
Swipe
stop,
away.
TikTok, stop.
You could hit that little, whatever it is, arrow or the curved arrow and say, I'm not interested.
Okay.
Yeah, you go. It'll say like, you can put a little broken heart, and it says not interested.
Yep. Okay, I'm gonna remember that because my way of breaking the algos is to try to just scroll through them quickly.
No, that doesn't work.
So that way I don't consume them. Like I don't watch them for more than a second at a time.
That doesn't work as well as saying, I don't like this TikTok. Quit being a jerk. And by the way, why can't I mention the word cigarette on your stupid app? China owns TikTok, right? ByteDance is a Chinese company.
Yes, that's right.
Like
for now,
one of the highest populations of smokers in the entire world is in China. Yet in the United States, they block the mention of it. If you put a picture of a cigarette, your video will get taken down.
Oh, please look up TikTok and see what the discrepancy between, someone can't write a curse word in a comment without it being censored, and then this kind of thing is showing up. It's turning into Twitter.
Why are they so strict? Well, Twitter, you can post anything you want.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So if you look this up, you'll see that there's no good reason why someone is why the algorithm or whatever it is censoring your comment when this is available on TikTok.
And which leads to even more things.
Don't let your kids on TikTok.
Because we're talking about trending and things. Is this ridiculous thing, and this exists on X too, where you have to censor words like kill or shot or died or murdered or anything like that. They put
unalive, pew pew.
Yeah, that's so stupid. Why are we being turned into adolescents? I don't know.
I do like saying pew pew though.
Well, I think it's funny and everything, but even if you do it on YouTube on your channel in the first 5 minutes of your video, it will not get monetized or put into the algorithm.
And people are trying to make money out there. That's ridiculous.
We're out here trying to make money. You have one more trending?
One more. Gen Z is infuriating bartenders with this bizarre behavior. Bizarre behavior, they're not leaving bar tabs open. And I got to say.
What's wrong with that?
I know. I think it's smart. I'm the guy that leaves my card at the bar. I'm that guy, and I have to pick it up the next morning, and I'm like, oh, I'm an idiot, and they have to do the generalized, tip that gets put on there if you end up leaving your card. And I think it's smart. I think if there's anything I can help the Gen Zers with, make sure that when you go to the bar, whatever it is that you're ordering, get multiples, close out your tab, and then go back and reopen it.
Yeah, I don't understand why bartenders would have a problem with that. Or you could just pay cash every single time.
Okay, now that's dinosaur talk.
They don't have to change for that. Are you nuts?
They have change for it, and I bet you they would prefer the change or prefer the money if you left the dollar bill
tip. They would,
tip.
but I'm saying because they don't deal with cash as much anymore. It's hard if they were making change all night that they wouldn't have the cash for it.
Oh my God, I can't touch this because it might have germs on it.
It's dirty.
I think it's smart that Gen Z decides to open and close their tabs as need be by going out of the bar because you don't know when you're going to leave. And oftentimes when you're going up there, even with an open tab,
you're leaving.
But I'm just saying, like if you're going to the bar. Again, oftentimes if you're going to a crowded bar, you might as well go on and close up when you're going there the second and the third time again.
Yeah, that way you can make the Irish goodbye if you want to get out of there.
That's right.
No, that's true.
I agree with Gen Z on this one.
That's right. Andrew Seco has found some new trouble on I-85 leaving Buckhead.
The man himself may be out, but the Von Hessler effect lives on. We set him up, you knock him down. Just watched it completely clear off to the side of the jam cam. All lanes back open. 85 southbound, just south of 400, exit number 87. Still have some brake lights in the area. A little bit of a tough spot here. It's always the southbound spot that takes the longest to speed back up. We're seeing the brake lights all the way down towards I-20, exit number 247. Northbound on the connector, we're seeing the delays out of East Point. They're slow, but up towards 10th Street. It breaks free pretty quickly through there. And up towards Sandy Springs through Dunwoody, 400 northbound. Seeing a little bit of stoppage. It breaks free through Roswell. But then you see some extra brake lights northbound when you hit Windward Parkway, exit number 11. How are we looking as we circle the city, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, circling the city on 285 east to south, seeing you slow, leaving Georgia 400, getting to Memorial Drive. Traffic brought to you by Reliable Heating and Air. Stop paying for expensive heating and air repairs or home warranties. Get a reliable protection plan for just $14.99 a month and enjoy 100% parts and labor coverage for any H system maker or model. Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
So you're losing your hair and you need a simple solution that works, but you want the best. It's Mark Aram here. Modern technology, top-rated physicians. You want something that's guaranteed to work. Guys, you need Advanced Hair. Advanced Hair is completely redefined hair restoration from the experience itself to the unmatched results they produce. Receding hairline, bald spot, thinning hair, address them all with a simple one-day treatment in a calm, relaxed environment with experienced pros. Advanced Hair has performed tens of thousands of breakthrough advanced FUE treatments, and get this, your own natural hair begins to regrow the very next day. No one else in Atlanta can offer the advanced FUE found at Advanced Hair. Fix your hair loss today, starting with your free consultation, and you'll also get $500 off if you move forward. Call 470-660-HAIR. Refine your hairline with the team that's redefined hair restoration. And don't forget to ask about that advanced hair guarantee, 470-660-HAIR or advancedhair.com.
That's you, looking at your garage door. And you're wondering, if it gets windy, just how much can this door take? 20 miles an hour? 30 miles an hour? Sure, if we get a little wind, your buddy says if you back the car up against it just right, you can probably save it. But what's your clever plan the next time we get a storm with a name? At Mo Better Garage, we make that way mo better. Storm-rated doors are built to withstand heavy winds, even if your building codes aren't there yet. It's like the door to the safe that protects your whole house. Stronger materials, heavy-duty motors and springs to handle the weight, and reinforced struts to keep it from bowing out in the wind. How do I know it won't bow? Because I'm Mo. Call Mo Better Garage and we'll make sure you're prepared the next time a storm with a name comes sailing across the Gulf of Mo.
Mo Better Garage, we make it way more better.
MoBetterGarage.com.
Hey everyone, it's your buddy Shelly Winter here. Join me this Saturday at noon for The Car Guys with Kevin Deutsch from Butler Lexus of South Atlanta. Buy or lease, fix or sell, everything you want to know about cars, we will cover Saturday, noon to 1, right here on 95.5 WSB.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
Those wire shelves in your closet are just a ticking time bomb waiting to explode. Dave Baker for Artisan Custom Closets. At Artisan, we see it all the time. The wire shelves come crashing down. Clothes, shoes, bags are everywhere. It's a disaster zone. Save yourself before this happens to you. With a custom, spacious closet from Artisan, you'll never have to look at that clutter again. Your shoes, bags, clothes, accessories, all neatly organized and designed to stay that way. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
WSB Atlanta, WSB FM, and HD1 Doraville. 95.5 WSB, Atlanta's News and Talk.
Live from the Superior Plumbing Studios.
News,
weather,
traffic. 95.5 WSB.
Atlanta's News and Talk.
At 6:30, I'm Bill Caiaccio. News is sponsored by the Lloyd Advisory Group. Our top story, President Trump isn't tipping his hand on whether the U.S. plans to strike Iran. The president talks today about the possibility of U.S. involvement in the Israel-Iran war.
We're not looking for a ceasefire. We're looking for a total, complete victory. Again, you know what the victory is. No nuclear weapon.
President Trump says he's meeting with his national security team today to discuss possible next moves. CBS's Holly Williams reports on the reaction from Iran.
In a televised address by Iran's supreme leader, the Ayatollah, with his country under bombardment, he said that Iranians do not respond well to the language of threats. He was defiant. He vowed that Iran would never surrender to coercion. And perhaps most pertinently for Americans, he said that any U.S. military intervention will, quote, undoubtedly result in irreparable damage to them.
83 degrees in Atlanta. Scattered showers and storms through this evening. Will there be more storms tomorrow? And when does it begin to dry out? There are some weather delays again today at the airport. Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards is coming up. Atlanta police go all out to keep the city safe this summer.
While many Atlantans will go on vacation this year, while individuals will travel here for their vacation, your police department will not be on vacation. We are going to be working double hard to make sure that you enjoy the summer.
Chief Darren Shearbaum says overall crime is down 10% from this time last year, and homicides are down 33%. An Atlanta dad is found guilty of starving his young child to death.
A Fulton County jury found Rodney McWee guilty on all counts for the death of his 4-year-old daughter, Treasure. The dad had been found guilty of malice murder, felony murder, cruelty to children, kidnapping, and false imprisonment for starving the child to death. Back in December of 2023, police responded to Renfrew Court and found the 4-year-old girl not breathing or alert. She was later pronounced dead at a Grady hospital. Sentencing for McWee will take place in the next 30 days. Daphne Young, 95.5 WSB.
A Metro Atlanta nonprofit that helps struggling families is picking up the pieces from a fire. The Furniture Bank of Metro Atlanta helps people transitioning out of homelessness or escaping from domestic violence situations. Even though a lot of furniture was lost in the fire, the executive director of the nonprofit, Megan Anderson, tells Channel 2 Action News it won't stop their mission.
I know that we've been through a lot before as an organization, and our mission is one that is really needed, and so we'll figure something out.
One firefighter is in stable condition after suffering from dehydration battling the fire. MARTA has a new policy on how to handle bus riders who don't pay their fares. Instead of asking the person to pay right then, drivers should use the fare evasion button they have, which alerts MARTA police, and then continue on their route. MARTA says the reporting system allows bus operators to remain informers, not enforcers, when it comes to collecting a fare. Chicken dishes sold at popular chains are recalled over listeria concerns.
Fresh Realm was recalling pre-made chicken fettuccine Alfredo meals sold at Kroger and Walmart over concerns the ready-to-eat meals could possibly be contaminated with listeria. The company also provides meals to retailers and food delivery services like Blue Apron and Amazon Fresh. The dishes were produced before June 17th on the boxes. They could be linked to a possible outbreak strain of listeria, which has been associated with 3 deaths and 1 fetal loss. 17 people in 13 states have also gotten sick as a result. Matt Piper, CBS News.
And we posted more information on the recall at WSBRadio.com. Now, WSB Money Update. The Federal Reserve leaving interest rates unchanged today. CBS Money analyst Jill Schlesinger says this is great news if you're a saver.
If you can open up a high-yield savings account online, you can go to one of these aggregators, and all of a sudden you can say, oh my gosh, I can get 3.5%, 4.5% on a short-term CD, a high-yield savings account, a money market account. That's incredible.
It's the Fed's 4th consecutive meeting without cuts. It's now 6:34. Time for live team coverage of traffic and weather. And Triple Team traffic begins now with Andrew Seco.
Still a little bit slow leaving Sandy Springs on the outer 285 westbound. You're slowing and going in brake lights, passing the home of the Braves through Smyrna Vinings on your way down towards I-20 on the west side of things. Moving through Midtown, downtown, the brake lights still thinning out quite nicely. You do still have that slow spot leaving East Point, 75, 85 north. Letting you go at Freedom Parkway southbound, had that trouble clear, 85 south of 400, but it's leaving the brake lights on your way down towards I-20. A little bit of a slow spot leaving Conyers. DOT telling me you crashed. It's in the left lane, I-20 westbound, right there at West Avenue, but playing for some extra commute time. Not a whole lot, just a quick tap of the brakes on your way towards the Stonecrest, Lithonia area. Let's get you home through Sandy Springs, Dunwoody, as well as the Norcross Duluth area, 485. How we looking, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, Georgia 400 northbound seeing you slow, leaving I-285, getting past North Ridge Road, and 85 northbound seeing the brake lights begin at Chamblee Tucker Road, getting to Beaver Ruin Road. From the Coolray Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
Now Atlanta Radio's only 5-day forecast with meteorologist Christina Edwards.
Partly to mostly cloudy this evening with hit or miss rain showers and thunderstorms moving through. Lows tonight in the low 70s. Tomorrow, scattered rain showers and thunderstorms, some of which may produce damaging wind gusts, high 89. Starting to dry out on Friday, partly cloudy, high 91. Heating up on Saturday, high 92. Sunday, partly cloudy, high 93. Temperatures climbing to the mid to upper 90s by the middle of next week.
Storm Tracker radar shows some scattered showers around the metro area. Some rain moving into the Cobb County region right now, which could impact the start of tonight's Braves game. Right now, 80 in Noonan, 83 in Midtown Atlanta, 72 in Dunwoody. More news at 7 o'clock. Breaking news when it happens. I'm Bill Caiaccio, 95.5 WSB.
Cancer upends your life. We're doing all we can to change that. At Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University, we're reimagining the care experience to ease the burden of cancer. With experts in your cancer and the research, trials, and treatments you can only get here. All so you can focus on what matters most, the best chance of living a full life. Winship Cancer Institute of Emory University. Cancer care designed around you and your life. EmoryHealthcare.org/Winship.
Dave Baker for Beaver Toyota of Cumming. Looking for a new truck and looking for a great deal? Simply go to beavertoyotacumming.com/Dave's Deals and save money on a new Toyota Tundra. The Toyota Tundra from Beaver Toyota of Cumming is the official truck of the Home Fix-It Show.
JIC, Flat Face Seal, BSP, and DIN. If you know what these are, then listen up.
I'm Victoria Holloway. We can replicate hose assembly on site with Mobile Hydraulics of Georgia.
Call 770-HYD-HOSE or try our website, HYDHOSE.com.
Hey y'all, Belinda Skelton for Four Seasons Home Care, and I'm not gonna cry in this commercial, I hope. As many of you know, I lost both my parents recently, but I am so thankful they were able to finish their lives at home where they wanted to be. It's all because of the incredible caregivers who came to see them every day. I am so grateful to Four Seasons Home Care. This is a real family-owned company that vets and hires every single one of their caregiving specialists. They don't have contractors. They're not some national corporation. They are simply the best here in Georgia. And a lot of you have asked me about my journey and if home care is right for your aging parents. I'll tell you what I tell them. Call Four Seasons Home Care and just start the conversation. It's a 100% free call that can change everything. Google Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta. That's Four Seasons Home Care Atlanta.
Are we all done? Will you have any more stories?
No, this is fresh off the press right here. This is, I'm seeing this on X. I love when other social media reports on other social media. Within 20 minutes, J.D. Vance created, our vice president, by the way, he created a Blue Sky account, and he has already been banned for violating their terms and conditions.
What?
But all he said was it's the place where there's free conversation, right? That's the only post that he did, and they've already banned him on Blue Sky.
Well, being a Republican is against their terms of service.
But it's the vice president.
It doesn't matter. He violated their TOS by being a Republican. Have you ever been on there? Do you have an account?
I don't have an account on Blue Sky yet. I've talked about it, but then some of the anxiety kind of kicks in because I've got a lot of different social channels, and I love when they're connected. But one thing that I've learned about social media, especially over the years, is that they're all very, very different. And if you just blanketly post on one, it doesn't mean that it's not, I shouldn't say effective. It's not going to, there are certain reasons why you go to X, and there are certain reasons why you go to Instagram. There's certain reasons why you go to TikTok. And
well, you go to Instagram to look at pictures and post reels.
Right.
You go to X for news. It didn't used to always be that way. But I think that if you have a silo over here and a silo over here, why not just make one silo where everybody can be and everybody can share their thoughts and views? I'm sure that people are going to fight and argue, but it's up to you as the consumer to go, I don't want that person on my page, and to block them. And then you never have to hear from them again.
Right.
Now, if you're a celebrity, I understand it. You're not going to like it, but you're a celebrity. We're not celebrities, but we still get hate posts. Now, imagine you're really famous and you say something that might piss off half of the country. You're going to get 1,000, 100,000 comments and whatever. But this is the stupidity of Blue Sky, is to ban people that they don't like. Obviously, J.D. Vance, they don't want him on there. But you're not going to get engagement without that kind of thing on there. And that's why they're failing, because people go there, even diehard liberals that go there get shouted down and yelled at and leave and go back to X.
Part of me wants to make a Blue Sky account just to see those kind of conversations that you're talking about. But by the way, this is exactly what he said here. It said, "Hello, Blue Sky. I've been told this app has become the place to go for common sense political discussion and analysis."
He's being snarky.
So I'm thrilled to be here to engage with all of you. And they've already...
yeah, he was being snarky because obviously he knows that's not true. And it isn't. If you divert... It's like The View. Actually, it's like The View. If you diverge from what they want you to talk about or what they think they want you to talk about, you're gone. And it's a lot of anime faces, a lot of anime avatars and accounts. There's a lot of that going on. A lot of other things are going on there that we're not going to talk about on the radio. But I understand why people wanted to get away from X. If you're a liberal and you think that, not even a liberal, if you're a progressive and you think that X has gone, too far to the right, you're going to go find your own little safe space, right? But what happens is the same thing that always happens, is they're infighting because you're not pure enough. You have to be absolutely pure. And that's kind of why I like, even though MAGA and, different variations of MAGA or the GOP are fighting with each other, they still have that open idea. We played at the beginning of the show in the first segment, the argument between Tucker Carlson and Senator Cruz from Texas, Ted Cruz. Now, that was a funny gotcha moment. That was a funny little snippet. But the whole interview, they actually came to agree on a whole bunch of things.
Yeah.
So if you have to watch the whole interview, not just a little snippet of it. So that is the same with anything. If you want to form an idea or agree or disagree with somebody, you have to listen to the whole thing. And if you just go, well, Tucker Carlson's a jerk, I can't. Or J.D. Vance is a jerk, he can't be here in our sandbox. Well, then you're very short-sighted and very closed-minded and dumb.
And I think that's the problem with how a lot of people consume news nowadays, is because they don't have the time necessarily to watch the full Tucker Ted Cruz interview.
No, they don't.
So they expect somebody else to sum it up. And back in the past, it used to be you would have a reporter or a news journalist that would
a reporter or an anchor would give you the story, and then you made up your own mind.
Exactly, and focus on the facts of the story. But instead, now everything has become so politicized that you go to your sites or your places that are going to
because it's a
help tell you why Ted Cruz got owned or why Tucker Carlson.
You know this. It's a product.
Yeah.
It is a product. It is something they want you to consume, and they want you to stay with them because their advertisers are better than the advertisers on the other one. Now, here on this station where we do news, you get news from reporters who just give you the facts of a story, and then it's up. If you want to dive into it more, you go find out on your own. But we have good reporters, and that is sort of lacking on a national level, I think, because I can't watch any national news. I can watch local and I can listen to our station.
I know I was teasing earlier about this, but it was so true last night, Tim. As I was getting ready to, I was kind of winding down. Tina had already gone to bed.
You're punishing yourself by watching these network news shows.
And I just had it on because at home I've got, again, in my office, I've got multiple TVs that I call it the news bunker at the Moto Mansion. So I got my little news bunker.
Or news gooning cage.
Yeah, it really is. And I just got so frustrated with the rhetoric that was coming from both sides, especially about the Israel-Iran conflict, that I turned it off. And the first thing that came up, and I believe it was on Max, was Jaws. And I'm like, you know what? I'm going to break away. And I know this movie was made in the 70s. I'm going to watch
first blockbuster.
I'm going to watch Jaws, which, by the way, some of the things about Jaws, I did not realize this. Some of the camera shots underwater are not even great white sharks. So, like the main one is a robot, but then they
Bruce.
have a couple.
His name was Bruce.
They have a couple of shots that are underwater that aren't even like real great white sharks. And
did you Google that or something?
No, I found it to just be kind of laughable, and I enjoyed watching Jaws because I had not watched the original one in so long. And
I know that people who had resorts and stuff on the beach were very angry with that movie.
I'm sure they would be angry
because people were scared to go in the water.
Yeah.
Now the book came out before the movie came out, and the book also scared the hell out of people. But once Spielberg got his mitts in it and made that movie, made me scared.
I'm sure it made a lot of people.
And then
scared.
I watched Jaws 3, and I'm like, this is stupid.
Then it just got ridiculous. But my point being is that I think for people that are political junkies or you just feel like you can't get enough of this stuff, I'm going to highly encourage people to break away for a little bit. Break away.
That's good.
You're going to have other hobbies. Watch something else that you might be interested in. Again, I thought I'd have a casual interest in watching Jaws, right? It's an old movie from the 70s.
You'd never seen it until last night.
No, I'd seen it before,
okay.
but it's just one of those things where I'm like, you know what? I've got to give my brain a little bit of a break and allow myself to process what I've been bombarded with left and right with all the politics that are going on. And I found it very refreshing.
Now watch Duel tonight.
Yeah, maybe I will.
Have you ever seen Duel?
I've never seen Duel before.
Yeah, it's the movie that Spielberg made. It's a TV movie that he made before Jaws.
Okay.
It's about a guy being followed by a tractor trailer.
Really? Okay.
Oh, yeah. It's really good, though.
All right. I'll add that to the list. I've got
but Jaws is one of those movies that you can watch now, and it's still as good as it was then. Just, we don't live in the time that we lived in then when you had a line around the theater every night for a couple of months.
Right.
And people were going back and seeing it over and over and over again. But it really was the first blockbuster popcorn film. And we owe it all to Spielberg, and look where we are today.
I know. And I think you have to sometimes resort back to entertainment to allow yourself to give your brain a little bit of time to process the information that's being thrown at you.
Not if your
and
entertainment
decompress.
is watching the news all night.
I know, and that's for those people that do that. They're insane. They're insane. Don't do that to yourself. That's my message.
You are punishing yourself. Andrew Seco is watching New Trouble on I-20 heading closer to the city.
Might be time to issue a travel advisory for the tough delays we see here. We're rolling through Conyers, I-20 westbound, West Avenue, exit number 80. Only a right lane getting by with this crash. Brake light starting to fill in already. Might be time to hop onto Old Covington Highway to get you around, get you where you're going on time. Some trouble by the home of the Renaissance Festival. right out there, right outside Fairburn, Sonoya Road, right at I-85. Traffic light issues, seeing delays either direction. Spending a couple of miles, you may want to use Highway 92 to get in and out of the area through here. It looks like down power line still affecting that spot in Dunwoody. Valley View Road, as you approach Chamblee-Dunwoody Road, you may want to avoid the area. You can take Mount Vernon Highway or Ashford Center Parkway. Taking another look through Midtown, downtown. How are we looking now, Kobe Dawkins?
Well, it remains slow, but it's improving. 75-85 northbound, seeing the brake lights pack in just past Langford Parkway, making your way past Freedom Parkway. And southbound rides, those delays continue to stretch from the downtown merge, getting to I-20. And this report is sponsored by Echo Park Speedway. Experience the Quaker State 400 available at Walmart Saturday, June 28th under the lights in Atlanta. Get your tickets now at echoparkspeedway.com. From the Corey Carrier Traffic Center, Triple Team Traffic, 95.5 WSB.
When news breaks,
major escalation in the Middle East. Israel and Iran have traded attacks.
We've got it covered.
Iran has launched missiles at Israel, including in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem.
Tune in often for the latest.
An American official now confirms the U.S. is helping Israel intercept the missiles.
95.5 WSB, Atlanta's breaking news station.
Hey, it's Scott Slade for FGA Roofing. If your home's exterior could use an updated look, or maybe one of your neighbor's designer roofs has caught your eye, and your current roof has started to show its age, then now's the perfect time to check out FGA Roofing for the latest in architectural shingles, timberland shingles, and more. Slate, tile, wood shake, cedar roofs, FGA has them all. FGA Roofing offers 0% financing for 12 months with your good credit. Get the roof you want now and pay over time. Click firstgaroof.com. That's firstgaroof.com.
Men, trouble in the bedroom? Not anymore. Priority Men's Medical Center restores your love life in just one visit. Their painless breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE. Here's a specialist in men's health.
I'm Dr. Simovitz. Have Viagra or Cialis let you down? Priority Men's Medical Center offers the most effective treatments that eliminate ED and PE, with men lasting longer than ever. 98% of patients see instant results on their first visit.
Priority Men's Medical Center's breakthrough treatments eliminate ED and PE, regardless of age or medical history. Your consultation and first treatment are free. You'll see instant results in the office. Plus, qualified patients get their testosterone checked free. Call 404-885-8885. 404-885-8885. To restore your love life in just one visit, call now. 404-885-8885.
These days, the Atlanta real estate market is just like Atlanta weather, unpredictable. Hi, I'm Deborah Morton, host of Inside Georgia Real Estate here on WSB every Saturday at 1 p.m. If there was ever a time to work with a true real estate expert, now is that time. In all my years in residential real estate, this is the most change and volatility I've seen. A misstep could cost thousands. This is when experience matters. My team and I are passionate about providing clarity to our clients through our expertise in real estate. So, if you're thinking of buying or selling a home, we can give you that clarity so you can make great choices and the best decisions. And yes, I host Inside Georgia Real Estate here on WSB, but you don't have to wait until Saturday for help. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com and ask me anything. My team and I are here for you. Go to InsideGeorgiaRealEstate.com for clarity in buying or selling your home.
If you've ever organized your closet only to have it look like a bomb went off in there 1 month later, then it's time to call Artisan Custom Closets. Dave Baker here with a custom spacious closet from Artisan. You'll never have to deal with all that clutter again. ArtisanCustomClosets.com.
Paid for by Christian Care Ministry.
You know, a lot of times you have to choose between something high quality or something that saves you money. But what if you could get both? Why not? Especially when it comes to health care, and that is Medishare. You get both. Many families save $500 a month with Medishare, and that's huge, but it's also true that people wind up way more satisfied, too. And we know this from research of members. There's a lot they like about Medishare, but especially they love being part of something they believe in. And Medishare works, too. It has for more than 30 years. There are hundreds of thousands of members who love having telehealth if they need it. They love the huge PPO network. So, yeah, really, you can save a ton and like it better. Imagine being happy with how you're taking care of your health care. So if you're self-employed or you're part of the gig economy or you just want a plan you're happy with, you can call right now and get a price in 2 minutes. Here's the number. Call 855-51-BIBLE. That's 855-51-BIBLE. 855-51-BIBLE.
With 5 miles of private beach and endless outdoor activities, Sea Island is summer at its best. Book today at seaisland.com/summer and enjoy 30% off August stays plus a $250 resort credit. Terms and conditions apply.
You can follow me on social media. By the way, my name is Tim Andrews, and you can follow me on Instagram at Timstagram here. On X and TikTok, it's at Tim Andrews here, and I also do a show every Saturday night at 7 p.m. on WSB called The Popcast. Join me.
And I am Jared Yamamoto, and of course you can follow me at Jared Yamamoto on all the different socials, whether it's X, Facebook, Instagram. I think my TikTok is actually Jared Yamamoto 5, but once you type it in, it's
There's
very
4 other Jared Yamamotos out there.
On TikTok, apparently that's
Pretty
the only place
popular.
where I have a 5 next to it, but everywhere else at Jared Yamamoto, YouTube especially too. And I've got a show called The Nightcap with Jared Yamamoto right after Tim Andrews every Saturday.
Well, now,
11.
hang on a minute. There's something in between your shows.
Oh, that's true. That's true. We do make
It's the best of Sean Hannity every Saturday here.
Hey, Hannity, you're the meat of the sandwich. That's right. It's Tim Andrews on the top bun. You're the meat,
I'm
and then
the
on
meat,
the
the
bottom
cheese, the lettuce, the mayonnaise, the mustard, the onions, anything that you put on your sandwich, I'm all of it.
That's right. The Saturdays, your Super Saturday lineup right there.
That's right.
Now this last story we got to get to. I've just seen so much of this, Tim, and
you have,
and I don't want to get frustrated with it.
Why
but,
would you get frustrated by it?
Well, because I feel like when I wear AirPods, number one, I feel like I'm disoriented a little bit.
Why?
And I've tried changing the settings on them. I don't know. When I'm wearing AirPods, I just feel like I lose a little bit of my balance while I'm rocking them. I don't like talking on the phone with them. I've gotten better, but overall, I don't like to just wear them if I'm not doing anything. Like if I'm listening to music or if I'm, talking on the phone.
Well, who wears them if they're not listening to music?
I think, Tim, I'm convinced about this. Some people just wear them to wear them now.
Well, they don't want people talking to them.
I guess it's a way to deter people from talking to them. It's become so popular in modern society just to rock these AirPods. And I get it. Like there are some people that use them as hearing aids. There are some people that are legitimately using them to listen to music, listen to their favorite show, whatever. But I don't know what it is. It really, really bothers me, and it shouldn't bother me as much as it does.
In the 80s, people walking around with Walkman headphones
I'm
on,
okay
but
with
not having a Walkman. No, it's the same point. If they're not being used for anything, why have them in your ear?
I think that people use it as a way.
But what's the story anyway? We haven't really gotten to that.
Oh, sorry. From Wall Street Journal here, there has been a cultural shift towards wearing AirPods constantly in various settings. Which
just get it implanted into your head, and that way no one has to see them. And get a little cochlear implant of your iPods, and then have it connected to Wi-Fi, and then you can just hear everything whenever you want.
What if? Okay, this is where I saw it. What if you're at a party? I saw this 2 weekends ago. I was at a party, house party, and somebody was just happening to rock AirPods at the party. I mean, that's ridiculous.
Why do they have them in at a party?
I don't know. That's my
Maybe they had an
point.
important call coming in.
Maybe. Or maybe it's a way
maybe they were deaf and they were using them as hearing aids.
Maybe you're an introvert and you don't want to communicate
Why
with.
would you go to a party?
I don't
with
know. Maybe you were forced. Maybe your wife forced you to go, or your boyfriend forced.
You're wearing Apple Pods tonight. Whatever they're called.
AirPods.
Oh, the music is saving us. You know how I know? I have headphones on.
I'm okay with these kind of headphones. I'm okay with.
Wear them to the party.
I'm not going to be the person to wear.
I want you to wear those headphones to whatever party you're going to this weekend. By the way, that music's saying we got to stop talking.
My deal with this is if you don't like being in social settings,
then don't go.
Don't go. Or there are other things that you can do while there. Maybe
wear a mask.
Hang out outside. Wear a mask. Yeah, I'd rather somebody wear a mask than be seen with the AirPods.
Leer
outside.
at women that you know are younger than you.
Wait, what?
It's better than wearing an Apple earpod.
I guess so. The
Hey,
AirPods bother me, Tim. That's all I have to say.
I can tell. The music is saying that we have to get out of here, and we will be back with you tomorrow. Eric Von Hessler is out the rest of the week. Alan Sanders is in tonight for Shelley Winters, so stick around for a great show. Have a great night.